Yeah, I feel like I'm me now, you know? Like I'm in my space. I'm in my zone. And I think anybody around me would really agree. Yeah, saying things without a conscience in my head myself. Way into a blind person finally saying itself. Wearing my wallet on my sleeve because I knew fashion sell. And I don't want that jacket if I gotta ride a coattail, man, you can have that. I think they want me back on my gritty. One day she hate me, they miss me. Can't fuck with girls from back home cause it's HIV in the city. Niggas don't talk like confetti. No matter how much you lie to me, I know your ass ain't ready. Niggas acting like women. Niggas just wanna be messy. Spend your allowance money, hoping for some validation. Family don't understand you cause you just too complicated. Your mother we're too crazy, and when y'all talk, there's no patience, and you don't open up. And so they make accusations. Your pops died early, and man, you still trying to shake it. And yeah, I made mistakes, so my little brothers will make up. My granny do her best, so I try to show appreciation. And when she had cancer, it cut me deep, so deep I would lie awake. Toss and turn, no sleep, ain't have an appetite. So half the time I wouldn't eat, then she poured through. I exhaled, they hit my knees, man, I couldn't breathe. Hold my throat, I couldn't breathe. If I ever lost her, it ain't no telling where I'd be. Becoming the perfect human. Better let it assume a couple more sins to commit before I really commit. It's either small or too big, man. What do I really fit? Size me up, do it twice so we can really be sure. Apologize in advance, I just needed something to vent on. Backpackers that been on, putting my fucking foot on the gas. I match that bitch until I crash. Throw me a fucking doubter, I make him to a believer. 100 miles an hour, eyes closed, trying to see my future. Man, I really do this shit. I don't do this shit for kicks, but if we talking about the souls, man, they all sold them. Keeping greatness in the box, man, I'm claustrophobic. Don't mind me putting it in a pretzel like she doing aerobics. I told him, I be that nigga that you gotta get a verse from. They have fun and half-ass. I wanna put away funds. You in your mom's class, every chance y'all get is you accept your step brothers on some bro-to-bro shit. Only to find out they apply to you quick. Man, I'm just saying, I'm just doing me. I'm just trying to make it. You niggas don't inspire me. I should be your fucking inspiration. Man, this shit crazy. And I can only give you me. Give you only JC. Only give you me. Give you only JC. Real. Memories of regret, foolishness by my lip. Touching all of my bridges, embedded all in my memory. Something I won't forget, conflicted with all the anger. Itching to prove a point, everything seeming vivid. Elephant in the room, tell me if you can tame it. Mingling with the women, inspire me all them digits. Knowing that shit is wrong, boy, yeah, my stepping all in it. My mind and my heart is racing. They having a competition, no intermission, hydration. It's smoking mirrors, magicians. It's light it up and get lifted. It's feeling like I won't finish. The blood is thicker than water, how they be mixing. This is overboard. Saying I lost my mind, I'm going crazy, nigga. Your blood is thicker than water, why the hell they be mixing, nigga? I lost my mind, I'm going crazy, nigga.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. This feature this organized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. You already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house. I'm coming to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall, standing strong. Hey! Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Yeah, we here. Man, y'all see what the title is, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Listen, people come in the room, man. Let's get this thing hopping. Holler out some of the people. I see you, Miss Tiffany. What it do? What it do? What it do? Who else we got? West African. YDNA. What it do? What it do? What it do? Sister Sapphire, what's good with you? Who else we got in the building, man? I see you, Shango. What's good with you, man? What's up, Jeremy? What it do? What it do? Rock City, chill. What's going on? My Cleveland peoples, man. Get in block. Pseudo Killer Army, man. You know what it is, man. Sister Sci-Fi said that. Black Panther, Black Widow. JUBIATL. What's going on? Yeah. So we here, man. Y'all know what the title is, man. We're going to get right into this, man. Now Valley Goons is in the building. Salute. You know what I'm saying? ATL, I see you. Oh, okay. I see it. I see you. I see you. ATL. Is that GBATL? Y'all see the title, man. We doing this reaction video, man. Shout out to Dr. Oyamayat, man. You know, they always try to blame what I do on her. We ain't doing that. Make sure we pull out the Ankh. We put out the Ankh so y'all know that I ain't, you know. Y'all see I got on the pseudo killers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Get down and lay down joint. You know what I mean? Yeah, we right here, man. Baltimore, man. What's up with all my Baltimore peoples, man? Got on the Ravens hat, man. They in training camp, man. They come out smoking Lamar Jackson and them. Man, big up to the African Americans, man. Black Americans, man. We proud. Right? Raising new generations, man, and respect Africa and their ancestry, man. And respect the land that they helped build. Where their ancestors is buried at. African Americans is a powerful people, man. We got to tap into our strength, man. You know, everybody else tap into our strength, but us. You know, we go through these stages of trying to reclaim Africa, okay? Denying being in America, acting like we ain't here, playing the game. We ain't there no more. New breed in town, where we recognize the world around us, where we study world history, we listen to the greats like John Henry Clark, Chancellor Williams. You know, they talk about learn European history first. That's what they said. John Henry Clark said that. Chancellor Williams said, go to Europe first. And if you're not understanding, then you just don't understand. I read this once a year. Yeah. A couple of them, they fall apart. I got all the works, so don't tell me I don't got the works. I got all the damn works. Don't tell me I don't got it. I got all the works. Don't play with me. Don't act like I don't got all the works. Don't act like I ain't really read them. Don't play. Don't act like that. You anti-African. I know. Time enough for y'all, though. When I say y'all, I'm talking about those who act like we ain't reading. And we just got a library on our feet. We ain't even tapped into the library in the garage and a lot. We ain't doing all that. Not today. But I tell you what we is doing. We're reacting to these videos. So there were some topics in this video that need to be dealt with. And we normally don't get on the PhD's head because we respect the PhDs. And we respect the PhDs so much that we hope that the PhDs bring forward work that would help foster a strong and healthy community. Indigenous black man. What it do, brother? What it do? What it do? What it do? So I first want to start off with the healthy dose, true warrior, the great sister, the great doctor, Dr. Oya Mayat. And we come with conscious ingenuity, and she donning the red, the black, and the green, and that's what she do. Building character, confidence, and capabilities through STEM. Look it up if you don't know what STEAM is. We moving quick around here. Conscious Ingenuity is a K through 8 program that utilizes STEAM. Y'all know what it is: science, technology, engineering, art, agriculture, and mathematics. It's just what we doing. All right. I'm gonna drop the link in here. When y'all look at it, we ain't gotta go through it. Make sure y'all support the next episode of Mel Treks. I gotta get that commercial. Make sure I play it on here. All right. So she came a long way, man. I remember where. See, this is some of the things y'all don't remember. I remember they was putting her products out the quote unquote conscious fucking events. Excuse my language. Not allowing her to sell her products in conscious events. I ain't gonna say no names. Irritated Genie. I never forget standing in there, not being allowed to sell Mel Treks. And it was that moment that I realized I was in the wrong space with the wrong people. That's when I knew it was a problem. That's when I knew. Because I started to recognize that the people around me were actually afraid of people that didn't look like them. Shaking in their boots. Just say the white man, they shaking in their boots. They so afraid they did give credit to modern science, to the white man, because that's the white man's science. And the white man is the devil. They do all these things because they are afraid. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and look at yourself. And when you stare into that abyss, you got to reach deep to the point where you love yourself, to the point where you're not afraid. And so we're in an environment where people are actually afraid of who they are. You got the cowboys and Indians. They call them the Fakians. You got the magic Hebrews, the he-fools. They're all in the game. And you got people running around like they ancient Egyptians, all afraid of who they really are. I understand what it is. I ain't never thought I was an Egyptian, but I was thinking something. And as we grow as African Americans, and as we study world history, and as we study our history on the continent, and as we delve into West African cultures, East African cultures, we start to see the picture of peoples who was not afraid. So we don't got to make nothing up. We don't got to act like something we not. We have a rich tradition before we was brought over here. And when we came over here, we built another rich tradition. Just check out the record, man. A rich tradition, a culture. They say the African Americans ain't got no culture, but they always selling and getting rich to the tune of billions of dollars. Music. Most genres of music come from Black Americans. Now, I ain't saying all. Don't get crazy. I ain't classical. We ain't doing Beethoven. We ain't doing all the pseudo shit. We ain't doing. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. So we getting this thing straight, and we respect PhDs around here. That's why we glorify the ones that's serious, like Dr. Oyama Yat. And she has a platform, and she gives people a voice. I feel a need for speed. I see you, seeker of truth. Absolutely. Yeah, jazz, R&B, all of it, rock and roll, rock music. The foundation of it is black music. Absolutely. Hip hop. Some things we don't even got to debate and fight about, man. Yeah, and all that can trace its roots back all the way to West Africa, Central Africa. So we there, we get it. But we refuse to be pseudo. We refuse to make up something that just ain't ours. We ain't doing it. So we'll be on the heads of the cowboys and Indians, because that's where we going. But we got to get the Kambon. And so around here, yo, we definitely teach that experts is the way to go. So how do you handle an expert that has gotten off the path? Kung Fu Hebrew. Pan-African Designs and Apparel. Go to that man's store. You're hating already in the chat. But don't worry about it, bro. It's all good. Lies and deceit. I thought you don't use the word black. Not when we talking about an indigenous people that didn't come under the yoke of colonialism. We do not. Because it makes no sense. It's not their paradigm. They didn't create their paradigm. And anybody saying that, I ain't gonna say they scamming though, because I don't want to do that to the PhD. I don't want to do that. I'm close to it, but I don't want to do it. Right? But yeah, we respect 504 top level. What's good with you? What it do? Getting in the building, man. I don't want to dive right to it. I don't want to dive into it too quick. So let me get my notes together. Y'all see the title. We're going to get on Kambon. He makes some clear errors. And so it's important for even PhDs to keep their information upgraded, because we will shine the light on that. Because I'm not quote unquote correcting the PhDs. It's the information that will correct them by other experts. Established knowledge and wisdom. PhDs have to continue to study. So let me see if I got what I needed. Let me see. All right. About page. Got you. Jeremy, big up for the Cash App. That's the first Cash App in a damn week. Let me stop. Man, big up for all the support, man. You know we need that. And big up to the damn pseudo killers, man. They all the way in. All right. All right. Let's start off with some credentials here. Big up to Sosa TV is in the building, man. Like and subscribe, man. The Sosa World. Make sure you do that. You know he rocks on both channels, man. Appreciate the brother. Waiting on that paperwork. I'm gonna start pressing you, Sosa. Press you down to the ground. Come on, man. All right, let me crack open this website. Let's see if we can find something that makes sense right here, man. We respect credentials around here, so I don't want I don't want y'all to think that we don't respect expertise. Man, the person didn't send me what I asked. My asking a specific thing. Jeez, GB Christmas. I said, send me this way. You think they did it that? No, they didn't. They did what they wanted to do. Jesus Christ. Killed me. Now I got to fight and struggle through the thing. Okay. Try this again. One more time. Let's go through these credentials and see, do we smell some fish sandwiches? Nah, I ain't doing like that. He good. I ain't even gonna go hard in that direction. I'm just having fun right now. But we're gonna get right into it and see if the information is measuring up to establish information, because that's what we do. We need to establish some criterion. On now. Need to definitely establish. Hold on. The second link was that. All right. All right, we're getting here. Okay, let's look at the bottom. Let's see where he at. See if I can find this. Busy website right here. All right, we're gonna go to the about page. All right, we're gonna pull them up. All right, we're gonna see. There's a whole lot of stuff right here. Okay, your PhD is an anti-American. He spelled American any way he wanted to. The KKK. Come on, man. Tripping. Yeah, he went hard. He went hard with the K, anti-American. So we see that's okay. He can be, we need to be. He got a beautiful family right there. Y'all can go to his website, man. If y'all want to support him, man, y'all can support him. We don't practice hate over here. We just like to deal with the information. He went to a lot of schooling. All right. Let me get right here. Graduating. Hold on. Morehouse. So he graduated at Morehouse. All right. Y'all know Morehouse is in Atlanta, Georgia. Upon graduating, let me see. Cum laude. He was top. Okay. Morehouse. Hold on. University of Wisconsin. All right. He's a graduate school. He went to graduate school, Wisconsin, at UW-Madison. He majors in African languages. It's important. Appreciate that. In literature, on foreign languages, in areas of study. Okay, fellowship. All right, hold on. Introduction. Is an assistant teacher. An introduction to Yoruba, an immediate Yoruba, an introduction to African literature courses. All right, through the Department of African Languages and Literature. While at UW, let's see, focus on linguistics. All right, I wonder what he got to say about Afro-Asiatic. I wonder how that part worked. He has completed 2 master's degrees, one in African languages and literature, and one in linguistics. That's good. So you see, he working for schooling. Upon completing his graduate, he taught at various tertiary institutions. Throughout the Chicago area. Northeast Illinois University, Chicago State University, Malcolm X College. Okay. Amphitoire. Currently taught at various educational institutions. Hold on, let me see. International Charter School, Winnie Mandela, Intergenerational Alternative High Schools. Okay. Charles Hammond and Houston Alternative High Schools, New Concept and Preschool. I teach in a lot of places. Bam, 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 bam. Subjects taught include Twa, Yoruba, Introduction, K-Swahili, Wolof, Outdoor Leadership, Survival Skills. He doing it all. Hold on. End up moving to Ghana. To pursue his PhD in linguistics. So I guess he got his PhD in linguistics at the University of Ghana. There you go. All right, completing his doctorate. He also taught at the African University College. Communications teaching, Pan-Africanism, African Diaspora Studies. All that. African spiritual system, you got the whole thing. We can just keep going. She got all kind of awards, the Chancellor Williams Award, best PhD thesis in humanities. He's stacked up. And I can just keep going and going. He got all kind of awards. He in the game. All right? In the game. So big up to you for your education. All right, we ain't gonna take that away from you. The man earned that. Like I said, he has a beautiful family. Show that we want always big them up before we beat them up. That's how you do it. Show the real out there. Be honest and truthful. Got a beautiful family right here, yo. So there you go. All right. So yeah, go to this website, man. Y'all want to support him. We don't do no hating around here. Now it's time to get into the work. All right. Let's react to this video. Let's see where we at. Let's see where we at in the game. All right. So you see the measure, the schooling is there. I say that nowhere in any of his accolades does he have a degree or a PhD in Egyptology and archaeology. The main subject he's speaking on in this video is just that. So I'm not challenging him on linguistics. I'm simply having a conversation about the mistakes he made in Egyptology. This is a conversation here. So you can have a PhD in one area and fall flat on your face in the area where you don't have it. I just want y'all to know that. Because just because you got a PhD doesn't mean it carry over to other subjects. It just does not mean that. It doesn't. So he's not an expert in the study of Nile Valley culture. He's not. All right? So that's his weak spot. All right? That's his weak spot. Simple as that. No matter what. Now, should he know how to research? Yeah, he should know how to research. So what I'm saying should not be foreign to his ears. He should not be talking about things, right, inaccurately that occurred in 1974 at the Cairo Symposium. He should have that down pat. I want to make a quick statement for everybody that's trying to say that they told the black community that the Egyptians wasn't black. And they the first one that did that. And we talking about Drunk X. This is what we talking about. Right? He wasn't the first person to say that the ancient Egyptians wasn't black. It was at the Cairo Symposium where Theophile Banger and Sheikh Anta Diop's was, where they told you that the Egyptians wasn't black, nor was they white, that they ranged in skin color and phenotype, that they was indigenous to Africa. We learned that back in 1974. The Cairo Symposium. We also learned back in 1973 by the great John Henry Clarke that race was a social construct and the one drop rule was pseudoscientific. We don't got to play that video. We already know. All right? Okay. So I ain't the one saying it. John Henry Clarke talked about that. The scientific conference, 1/3 Africans at the Cairo Symposium came to that agreement. Don't hate me, hate the game. All right? So I'm not the one to try to act like I brought y'all something. But we got people that play this wild game like Drunk X. He plays this game. I'm the first one to say, no, you wasn't. Now, just because I'm saying that the Egyptians wasn't black doesn't mean that the Egyptians wasn't indigenous Africans, which is very important, which brings me to this video. It's a critique of the word African. Do we really know what it is? So here we go. Let's get the first clip in. All right. Talking about the impact on slavery. It was a question asked in the interview. It's felt like Kambon, you took too long. It's too much. Doing way too much. All right, here we go.
And so I speculate that because of the Ma'afa, that's when you began to see the change in identity. So I want to start there with you, Obenfo. Let's talk about the Ma'afa. When did it start, and how did that impact our identity?
So it's interesting. So there are a couple of terms that we should probably go into before anything. And this actually came up in a conversation I was having with Ata Aikweyama, the author of 2000 Seasons and The Healers and so forth. that we were having a conversation and it came up, the term Ma'afa, and he had mentioned, well, the term Ma'afa is actually coming from the Arabic word Afa, which translates to, tragedy, calamity. So, I actually ended up looking that up because, Kiswahili has a noun class system, so that can change the prefix. Mm-hmm. But maybe I can even share my screen just to show you, a couple of links to that point.
Please.
So this is SwahiliDictionary.com. So Alpha.
All right, one sec. All right. So he makes a lot of points about words. Words don't have magic powers. In certain cultures, they absolutely do. Names, all that possess certain powers. Yeah, slick way of saying it. Okay, so having a word stem from the ma'afa coming from Arabic words or pieces of an Arabic word doesn't take away from the meaning of it. So Marimani actually popularized it, and I think she did a great job in that. So we ain't got to get all in detail, but he starts to go in detail. He actually does it like the Moors do. Everything is about the etymology of this and that. Come on, you're doing way too much. Just for my taste. It's almost like you covering up something. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out in a minute. Too much, way too much. Overbearing, it just is way too much for that. All right. Here we go. So let's get back into it. Let's see.
Ill omened person who usually brings bad luck. But this is a good site in terms of looking at the words that come from Arabic. So you find that, and this was a point that was made by Atai Koyama, the Afa, which is the root of the word, has damage, loss, calamity, harm, bane, pest, or plague. And then you find that it's going from Arabic into Persian, Azerbaijani, Ottoman, Turkish, Bengali, Urdu, Uyghur, Uzbek, and then Swahili. So when you click on the Swahili entry, which I already have open, that you have borrowed from Arabic, injury, damage, misfortune, and calamity. And I remember back around 99, 2000, I want to say, Nana Khalid Abdul Muhammad was mentioning another word, Maangamizi. And he was saying that, that would be a better term because when you have, well, he wasn't even bringing up the Arabic point. That was Atai Koyama. But in a conversation I was having with Nana Khalid Abdul Muhammad, he was saying that, when you say ma'afa, it could be any type of misfortune. And you see that in this definition, that ill-omened person who brings bad luck, calamity. So anything about bad luck, you can find that. But the reason why he was saying that ma'angamizi was a better term is because it has a degree of intentionality with it. And so if you see this, you see this is, again, SwahiliDictionary.com. You have angamilia, you have angamika, and then angamiza, which is the root of the ma'angamizi. So to be destroyed, to perish. Angamiza, you can find that again, to cause, to sink, to destroy. So the idea of to destroy is like intentional destruction, not just something that may be bad luck or a bad omen.
He's not answering that question, though. He's running. There was a question: how did the slave trade affect our identity? He's not. He's going a long route to get to that answer there, and I'm trying to figure out why is he doing that. And just for a quick sec, I got some commentary in the chat, and so I'm not actually critiquing him on what he got his degree in. I'm gonna say this again for the idiots in the audience. Sadiq. Smooth. Let me stop. I'm not critiquing him on what he got his PhD in. I'm critiquing him on what's already been established. See, you can do that. So if we bring an expert on a panel to say something that's already been out the game, then you can say, well, wait a minute, that's out the game. I would definitely say that. Like, where do you get that from? Is that not out of date? You can say that. What do you mean? Like, this is easy work right here. I wouldn't have to be his peer. I'm actually putting him up to his peers. See, that's the thing. We want to make sure that the experts, no matter what color they are, match up to their peers. See? Y'all didn't know that? Oh, okay. Y'all thought you just sit around and just, because the person got a PhD, you just listen to them. See, that's the game y'all play. Y'all played that game. See? That's how y'all played that, to get away from the reality of what they was putting forth. Y'all did that. See? So let's keep going. So he's not getting to the question. It's going to be a little long there. I don't want to keep it there. He's a little long there.
Destruction, annihilation. And then you can also see
all for the word of Maat. I want to hear his explanation of why.
To be destroyed, something. You know, it sounds like a cruise ship. I always say when you say middle passage, I'm going on the middle passage.
Right.
But,
right.
What we came up with was entoracia, utuko. So toreacia is to like pull out forcibly from the root, tore, and then acia is, you know, the base of something. So it's like an intentionally, you know, ripping out the roots of something, and then otuko. Two is to.
So he's actually into using words, putting together words in the African tongues and dialect. That's cool. That's dope. We ain't tripping off that. Turn up the sound. You can't hear it? Let me see. All right, that should get it.
Like uproot and then cause to go. So it's like a forcible removal that rips out the roots and then, you know, forces you to go essentially. So that's what he ended up using in his books, was Entoriasi Otuko. Both he and Mama Marimba have gotten, you know, various terms from me throughout the years. But, you know, just in terms of looking at the language that we use, one, I think that's important. And then two, looking at, you know, the nuances of that language, like what's the connotation in the language, and does it really encapsulate what we're talking about? And then also, I gave a presentation, actually a couple of presentations that were related. And, you know, as Malima Barudi is mentioning, African-centered identity, screen again, just to go into what was there in the presentation.
He's not actually getting to it. Let me tell you, let me answer the question, how the slave trade affected our identity. So we lost everything, lost the language. Okay. We didn't lose every aspect of our culture. Okay. But we lost the language, and language was very important because language expresses the particular culture in the particular environment. Languages are formed in certain environments. Early languages, right? Formed in certain environments. Language now is formed in environments. African Americans speak a complex form. Okay? Look this up. But it's formed in our environment, out of our environment. So it's certain words we say. It's certain ways we put it as African Americans. Yo, she fly. We ain't saying she flying with wings. We just saying she looking good. Well, she on fire. We saying she beautiful, right? It's the way we do it. Yeah, I mean, we say stuff like that, right? Very complex to communicate our ideas, but it's based in our environment. So you can tell the way we speak, the way we talk, right? It's not a continental language. Okay. So we lost our continental language, languages that we were speaking to communicate. As a matter of fact, they stripped us from different places in Africa. So at the end of the day, we wasn't able to communicate anyway. We had to figure it out, right? Of course we did. But to continue to put emphasis, this is the point I really want to make, to continue to put emphasis that we should somehow speak an African language to be able to get back together, that's the nonsense right there. That's overboard. That's doing way too much. Nobody actually does that. A little bit too much right there. Too much emphasizing on that because nobody would actually get back to that. You would lose 99% of the people if you said they had to learn a continental African language. Setting us up for failure because that'll never happen. So we got to be able to do what we do with the language we speak in right here, right now, is what I'm saying. We communicate well with each other based off of the language that we speak, based off of the dialects, the way we put the African American dialect that we speak keeps us communicating well with each other. Now, do we pay attention to that like we should? No, we don't. All right. So he's overemphasizing Africa because nobody wants to be a Black American and nobody wants to be an African American. And we found this out. This is the problem. I'm not saying we should not understand what Africa is and what it meant to our ancestors. I'm not saying we should not study the ecology that their culture was formulated in. What I'm saying is we in damn America, we formed a whole new culture. I'm saying we're in situations now where we need to understand the politics of where we at, the politics of our community, not the damn politics in Africa. Maybe he should understand the politics in Africa because he lives in Ghana and he should understand the politics of Ghana. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So yes, our identity was robbed, taken away. And guess what? We formed a new identity. That's normally what happens when people get enslaved. They will form new identities. Simple as that. You can look at genetics. We carry 30 to 40% European DNA genetics, right? 70 to 80% continental African DNA. That's the makeup. That's what makes us who we is. Oh man, I'm gonna get rid of that part. Yeah, but that might be the part to help your heart function or give you good eyes to see. You don't know how genetics go. All right. So we're not ashamed of coming through the Ma'afa. As a matter of fact, we stand up like this and say Black power or Black African power. Because it's linked, we know what we went through. Now we want to understand why we here. Why we here. How we going to manipulate this ecology? See, that's where we at now. We ain't back there in the 60s no more. We have a firm grasp on who we are and why we need to do what we need to do. See, that's the difference. We're not going to keep fighting like prior to the civil rights. The arguments we be having over the Egyptians, that's already been settled. You don't got to argue over the race of the Egyptians because Charles Darwin clearly put things in place that gave us a standing to be able to say, well, wait a minute, man, the fact that you called us Black and racialized us, that's pseudoscientific. I'm not saying that when the theory came out that it changed Europeans. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it gave the measure. So now we got a litmus test to put things due. That doesn't mean they was going to pay attention to it. What it does mean is it's there for us to examine and see why. The who, what, when, where, and why. Let me keep going to the next video right here. So he never actually answers how the identity, how the slavery changed our identity. It certainly did. Some say it changed for the worse. I'm saying no. No, I'm saying we took these experiences that we had in Africa. We took the experiences that we had in America and we formed them together to be African Americans. And I'm saying now, actually, if we can just embrace that, we're a powerhouse. How do you know? Because people make billions of dollars off our culture. That's how you know. We influence everybody around the world. Everybody want to be like us, but us. You ain't got too many people running around wanting to be a continental African. You got everybody wanting to sing and dance and be like us, though. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. So why not embrace the thing that everybody want to be like? Because you don't got to want to be like that because you that. You just got to embrace the fact that you understand who you are. We ain't leaving Africa to the point where we don't care about Africa. We can pick and choose. People can say, well, I don't care about that. That's your prerogative. That's cool. I choose to teach my family about Africa, but I choose to teach my family about African Americans too, and the strong history that we have. Some people choose to leave America. That's your choice. You can do that. Some of us choose to build right here. See, I'm under the mindset that why leave and walk past the dirty needles on the ground and the crack valves on the ground and go a whole ocean over and pick up some dirty needles and crack valves? Why not start with your own community first? Then put your eyes to that. But that's my thing right there. That's where I'm at with it. Right, wrong, one different. Let's see if we get to the point, though. Let's see.
Presentation. So, in the presentation, I was dealing with the significance of names for Kemetiu, that's to say, Black people, and I gave this proverb in Kiswahili, interestingly, ukirithi jina rithi na mambo yake, one who inherits a name must also adopt its affairs. And, you see for us as Black people, when we use our own languages, we see it as, even having a defining, a determining, a delineating, like all of these things are what your names do. And there's a quote from, this is my wofa, my maternal uncle, not literally by blood, but I always refer to him as my wofa. That's Obenfo, Jesse Oben. And it says, Senya wode oto te mamuhunwa, umo brapabia. Na yedo oto ko ya, aye mpa ofie dano. Sanso na se, yedo oto efria, ebrebia na sadia diwanim.
Let's get some translation on that.
And it translates to, just as one leads an unproductive life as if one is named, sit in a country, do nothing, or one's life is riddled with deaths, that's to say funerals. If one is named, she or he went to a funeral. So does one have good luck and abundance. If one is named, he came at a good time, right? So, where it comes to how your name influences your destiny, there's this concept in Yoruba.
See, how your name influences you, okay, influences your destiny. If y'all sitting there believing that, you gone. Like now, you in trouble. Remember I talked about how different cultures have different naming practices and how different cultures make names mean different things. So like he's saying in the clip, the Yoruba culture, right? He's giving the Yoruba as an example. That's what they believe. It's a belief. You don't have to carry that belief at all. So I don't think it's fair to take other cultural practices and put it on African Americans as if we don't do it, we're doomed. That's wild. Like if you don't got a name, okay, that's African name, those who fight the lions, ain't no damn lions but in the zoo in America, then how you gonna live up to that name? Let me stop. The point of making it is just a belief. And see, this is where the atheism kick in. See, you don't want to hear that. Y'all want to hear that? Because we're not sitting there believing that. We saying it's cute. We saying it's slick. But in reality, man, the way we name ourselves is different. It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Our parents give us names, and then when we go out and play with the other kids, we some of us gonna nicknames. So yeah, it's cute to say if you don't got a name, you can't live up to it. That's cute. But is it reality? No. So overemphasizes on things is not reality, takes you out of reality. As African Americans, Black Americans, we want to always stay in reality. And if you got a religion, that religion needs to be reality. You need to see the world for what it is, not for what you believe it to be. You should always represent the change you want to see in the world. So I'm not knocking the cultural name and practices, but that's a Yoruba cultural practice, and it was formed in a certain reality, and it was formed in a different ecosystem. That's how cultures are formed. They're formed around ecosystems for survivability. Your culture should help you make it and survive, should help you flourish, should help you be what you want to be, should keep the community safe. That's why African Americans, generally speaking, would never big up culture or subcultures that's dangerous. We would never big up drug dealing. We would never big up gang culture because it would be actually anti-African American. Anything that will kill you, right? Based off you killing yourself, based off people looking like you killing you, would have to be anti the culture. So we would never big up that. Matter of fact, we know that, we understand that. Okay, so that's why when you locked into the TV, that's not all reality. Most of us don't sell drugs, and most of us aren't in gangs. That's how we know the culture itself is actually harmful and not beneficial. So once again, so we can get this understanding here, I'm not knocking the Yoruba at all. They have all the rights to do that. But that's a Yoruba thing, right? And I'm feeling if he teaching, he should teach. That's a Yoruba thing. You can't put that on us. Makes no sense. But I used to be under the mindset of that, right? So yeah, we all come from them humble beginnings of saying it's all African. If it ain't African, it's not. And then you got to recognize, well, what about here? Where am I at? What's going on here? Let me tap into what's around me. Let's keep it moving. Good interview.
Rukon Roni. And to say that, to say the name is having a deep psychological influence on the person. And there's a proverb in Yoruba, Rukon Roni, Akwajan Roni. One's name affects one's character. One's war name determines how one behaves, right?
Okay. No, one's war name, one name affects your character. No, that's not real. That's just a belief, and it's a Yoruba belief. Simple as that. Not knocking their name and principles, yo. I'm not as an African American. If you want to name, if you want to do that, and tell your kids live up to their name, I'm not knocking that either. I don't think you'll be necessarily wrong. I'm just giving you the validity of it, so you'll know exactly what it is. It's a name. It's you, the person, that has to navigate through the world. And it won't be based off your name. It's going to be based off what you understand about your ecology. So we moving forward.
So in that, even in saying African-centered identity, what's ironic about it is that, one, if you even look at the etymology, I know of a good, at least dozen etymologies, and none of them tell you the land of Black people. And I'll just go over a couple. One is coming from, Afer, a word of uncertain origin.
So he's looking for the land of Black people. See that? So now we start to see the mindset of where he's at. He's actually thinking there's a place that African people name the land of the Black people. And I'm saying that's a foreign, whoever gave that name was definitely a foreigner.
Latin word, in reference to a region around modern Tunisia. Derivation of a Phoenician cognate of Arabic, afar, dust or earth. Middle English word was Afrique. But essentially what they were talking about when the Romans first started using this word was just this thin strip of land that you see outlined here. So this is what they call Provincia Africa Proconsularis. And this is how the word comes into English, right?
I don't like this map. That's not accurate. Okay? That's not accurate. All right? Not knocking a PhD. I'm just saying that right there ain't accurate. That, yes, that little strip right there is what they call Africa. Hold on. Phoenicia. Hold on. Let's get back to it.
So if you're talking about Ma'afa or Ma'angamizi, you have to go into, if we're even talking about when did our identity get switched up, you have to at least go to 146 BCE. And this is a case of what's called synecdoche or pars pro toto, synecdoche being Greek and pars pro toto being Latin. But what both of them mean is that when you take a part and then you use the name for a small part of something and then you apply it to the entire thing. So that's what you have here. So this was just their little thin strip of land. But then that term Africa came to be used for the entire continent when, of course, it became that because the Romans didn't know where the land ended. They didn't know about Congo and they didn't know about anything else, but just they used that term to describe their.
So there seems to be a problem with the usage of the word Africa, but there's no problem, there seems, with using the word black. The term Africa is not a racialized term. The term black people is a racialized term used to marginalize you. And of course, Kambon would know that because he's well-degreed and he's well-studied. So he's actually going against his methodology and he's actually going against his own self right here. Let's see why we would use the term Africa. You hold that real quick. Let's see why. Real quick. 1 second. Why use the term Africa? Let's see. Real quick. Hold on. Let me see. So this overanalyzing the stuff, man, to make an overreaching point, yo, way too much. Very confusing. Okay. All right. So we know the term Africa comes from what? From the Romans. All right. It was basically talking about a Berber tribe that was a Roman province. We got you. Okay. Why the geological identity? Let's read it right here. It says Africa is one of the 7 continents of the world. Using the term helps geographers, historians, and scholars to identify, discuss geographical regions that include the diverse range of cultures, landscapes, ecosystems found on the continent. That's why we use the term Africa. We're not sitting there using the term Africa because we brainwashed by some white people. We use the term Africa because that's what we use in the modern times. And I think this is the important point right here. This is the important point right here. Name the African clan or tribe that circumnavigated the continent of Africa and named it. I'll wait. The Egyptians didn't have a name for it. The West Africans didn't have a name for it. The Central Africans didn't have a name for it because if they knew it, they would have had a name for it. They definitely had a name for the rivers around them. They certainly did. But they didn't because they didn't know. So we're not going to sit up here and critique Africa half to death like it's something wrong with it, when in actuality, it's a modern term, regardless where it came from, that helps us identify where the hell we came from. So if you're making a living off of trying to teach us about ourselves and then take away the word Africa, then where the hell are you going at? And if you're making a living off of emphasizing always using African language and African words, what's the term that an African nation used to identify the continent? So it's just some things we didn't do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We let the world and technology and science and proto-science first 1.5 million years. 3.5 million years. Homo erectus, stone tools in Africa. So ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'm tired of this wild, crazy, backwards fight over something that don't mean nothing. Teaching your kids it ain't the name of the continent. Stop it. You can't find an African name for the damn continent because they just didn't circumnavigate it. The Egyptians didn't circumnavigate it. They could have. They ruled the Mediterranean. They didn't go out into the damn Atlantic. They didn't go out into the great oceans. But that's okay. It's like reading the biblical text and forgetting that the damn thing ain't talking about the whole world. We be sitting in our seats talking about we the Hebrews, the God talking about the world, and actually, he only talking about the Hebrew world. We be sitting there looking at the Egyptians. The Egyptians only know their world, their area, their space. The same with the Romans, the same with the Greeks. Now we're privy to the circumnavigation of the globe. Okay, we even got books on it, Over the Edge of the World. All right, the circumnavigation of the globe. Mangilians, terrifying circumnavigation of the globe. It's a trip right here, yo. I think they start off with like 20 boats and there's only 2 made it. Crazy. So that's okay. So we got to stop teaching this wild, pseudo crazy history and actually you really disconnecting us from the rest of the world. So I take offense when we beat up Africa, the name Africa. I take offense to it because it allows us as a placeholder to know what the hell we talking about. Okay? So anyway, man, the fight against education is on, man. Wow for me. Let's keep going. Let's see where we at. Where we at? I don't know, Isabel. I don't know about that, shorty. I don't know. I don't speak in absolutes. Because when you speak in absolutes, you're absolutely wrong. But let's keep going. Boy, I'm knocking some pseudo off. I can tell. Boy, the natives get the little rusty, little movie here. Little movie here. So does it really matter that the name Africa came from the Romans in the grand scheme of things? Hell no, it don't matter. Stop it. And the fact that we would make it seem like it matter is that you're trying to really get to another point. You're trying to walk us into that point. We're going to see.
Romans describing that part of the Carthaginian Empire, which lies in present-day Tunisia. So when they conquered Carthage in the 2nd century BCE, giving them jurisdiction over most of quote-unquote North Africa, they divided it into multiple provinces. Amongst these were Africa Proconsularis, that's what you saw in northern Tunisia, Africa Nova, much of part of present-day Algeria, also called Numidia. And then here you see a map, from 1544, only showing a small portion of North Africa marked as Africa. So they were only referring to this small portion, as that.
All right, so he's talking about up here that small. I see a whole map, but he's trying to say they only referring to that little small portion at the top of North Africa. All right, that's not correct. I want to take a look at what the Romans actually knew about Africa for a minute. So we heard his statements on what the Romans knew, right? Let's see if we can do a little bit better here. Let's see if we can bring a little more clarity to the situation here. Let's see. All right. See if we can get a little more clarity on what the Romans thought it was, right? Okay. So, okay. Okay. I want to know, how much did the Romans know? All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see the Roman problems in North Africa. Mediterranean. Let's see. A geography scope. Okay. Mediterranean Sea. At the top, the Roman province of North Africa, prominently displayed. Highlights of the regions: Mauritania, Mount Morocco, Algeria, Numidia, parts of Algeria, Africa. He said it. He said Proconcilius, Mountain Tunisia, and parts of Libya. All right, Eastern Libya and Egypt includes the Sahara Desert to the south of the provinces. All right. Key landmarks, cities. All right. Mark major cities: Carthage, Tunisia, Alexandria, Egypt, Libya, Cyrene. Okay. Borders and provinces, Egypt. Okay. All right. And we know for a fact, right, that they knew about Ethiopia. Okay. They bought gold and stuff in those areas, trading gold, ivory, and stuff like that. Let's look at the little map right here and what they knew. All right. Show you a map. Let's get a map. Let's look at the map. Let's get the map up here and see what they did now. Y'all knew that, you know, they fought against the Nubians. The Romans fought against the Nubians too. Y'all should know that. Here's a map. Roman Africa. That's how much they actually know about it. All right. Ethiopia, look how far so they knew about all that. This is what it looked like. Africa. All right. Procarius. All right. Here you go. All that. That's what they knew. I think his statement was they didn't know where to end it at. Fine. And I believe they called that small part up here Africa, but they definitely knew about all this. So they didn't apply the whole name Africa to it. But these are the actually areas that they knew about, because we know they fought against the Roman Empire. My fault. We know they fought against the Nubians for certain and for sure. That's not even a stage joke. All right. And we're going to find something very, very interesting right here. Okay. Let me see. Procarius. Okay. No, Proconcilius. Concilius. Hope I'm saying that right. Expansion terms over time. The term Africa was sometimes used more broadly to describe the Roman North Africa, including adjacent provinces like Namibia. So it expanded over times, right? Let me show you another map real quick. Okay. Get a little more clearer so we can see. Add nothing to it. All right. It's another map. All right. Proconsuliaris. There you go. All right. Roman Empire. All right. There you go. They actually knew a lot about Africa. Remember, it was trading routes and stuff like that. All right. The Greeks knew about a lot of parts. The people who didn't know about Africa was them damn Hebrews. They the ones that didn't know about it. So the Romans and the Greeks were certainly traders. And you can look at a map on trading routes and tell where they was trading at. All right. But they knew a lot. Okay. More than they actually given credit for. Okay. So let me move on. I want to look at this. Now this I found to be very, very interesting. Okay. All right. I want to talk about the conflict. Okay. So where did the Nubians fight the Romans at? Okay. One of the early conflicts occurred near Thebes, Upper Egypt, where Nubian forces attacked Roman territories. So Thebes was a Roman territory. All right. Aswan had a battle on that. A significant battle took place. All right. Modern day Aswan. Well, right now, where modern day Aswan is, right? That's where battle took place. Qusair, Ibrahim, All right. Another key site. Preme's a strategic location in Lower Nubia. All right. Roman fortified this site to protect their southern borders. All right. Let's see what the map look like. And this is when it get interesting. And watch this. Gets very interesting right here. Now watch this map. All right. Watch this. Y'all say, well, man, how in the hell was Lower Nubia on the other side of the Red Sea? Nubian modern day, look, Aswan, Kuzer, Ibrahim. These are the places. Look at that. Nupta. Napta. Look where that's at. Look. Why is this map looking like this? Well, let's get an explanation for it. But these are supposed to be the key areas where they fought them battles at, right? The Roman Empire against the Nubians. Hold on. Watch this. Let's get an explanation for this. All right. 1 second here. 1 second. 1 second. Explanation. Why is this like that? Why is this map looking like that? Let me show you one more map. All right, it's probably a little more clear. I want y'all to look at this real quick. Oh man, I'll do that. One more map, and then give you the explanation for why it looked like that. All right, y'all see it. All right. Qasar, Sain, let me see. All right, and let me give you the explanation for why it's like that. All right. Found it to be very interesting. Hold on, let me get to that out. Okay. It says the depiction of Nubian territories on both sides of the Red Sea in the historical maps might arise from the misunderstanding and the misrepresentation of the extent of the Nubian influence in trade networks. Here are some of the key points to clarify the situation. Nubian kingdoms such as Kush, Monroe, were primarily located along the Nile River, spanning regions of modern-day southern Egypt and northern Sudan. Their heartlands were always to the west of the Red Sea. Trade networks, the Nubians engaged in extensive trade networks that extended into the Arabian Peninsula and beyond. These trade routes crossed the Red Sea, connected them with other civilizations and cultures in Arabia and the Arabian Peninsula. This interaction might sometimes be misrepresented as territorial controls. Misrepresentation in maps. Some historical maps might inaccurately extend Nubian territories across the Red Sea due to the broad reach of their trade influence, leading to the impression that Nubian lands included parts of the Arabian Peninsula. There you go. All right, that's why. So here we learn that the Nubians had great influence. Over large areas. We never talk about that. We always talk about Egypt, though. Reason I went into this because I wanted to show you a little sway that the Nubians actually had instead of always being Egypt, right? And I wanted to show you that the Romans actually knew more about the lands, right, south of what they called Africa, right, than the great professor actually said. Wasn't that little spot? They understood a lot about Africa. They probably understood more about Africa than we do today. How about that? I'd probably jump off the river and jump off the roof with that. But let's get back into the interview real quick. I have some key points I want to get here. All right, so we straightened out the Roman thing and the African thing and why we use the term Africa. All right, we use the term Africa because it's part of geography, and you learn it in geography class. Africa is part of the 7 continents. Okay? Simple as that. So if you ain't got another name that indigenous Africans put on a whole continent, then what else you gonna do? Just sit there and look at it? Yeah. My next point I want to deal with is my favorite point here. It's the Hiscos. Like to get to the Hiscos real quick. Let me share my screen here. Move on to the next point. So Kambon puts a lot of emphasis on the language and got to speak the language. You lose your identity if you don't speak a traditional African language, and that's a bunch of hogwash. That's just not reality, man. That's not. So here's what we upgrade.
Well, this is the main lesson that comes from the study of Kemet, which is, one, you can see our successes when we really implemented that this is a land of Black people and we're enforcing that. And then we can also see our failures. And that's the main thesis of the destruction of Black civilization. We can see our failures when we stopped enforcing that, when we laid back on the enforcement, and we started to let the Greeks come in and study, for example.
That's not the main thesis of the destruction of Black civilization. The main thesis of the destruction of Black civilization is we need to take control over our damn lives. We need to work with each other a little bit more, better than that. So Africa was divided then and is still divided now. Same with Europe. You know what I'm saying? The French, the Belgium, all that, they ain't the same. We hogged ourselves in this position that Africa all need to be unified. It's not real. It'll never happen. And those that promote that know it'll never happen because it ain't happening in Europe. It ain't never happened nowhere on earth. It's just not happening. The best unity we got is the global markets of trade and commerce and the connection that we have with jets and boats and all that. But even with all that, people still got their own culture, right? And people still feel the need to present their culture. That's just what humans do. Simple as that.
Example, right? Even before that, when the Hyksos first came in, they came in, you can actually look at a mural that shows them just coming in, as a ragtag bunch, 1 or 2 folks, and, they come and start to settle. But we know how that ended up, right? Right? This
Absolutely.
is around the time of Sarah Amenemhat going into the reign of Sarah Senwosret, his son. This is where you find this first mural that actually shows the Hyksos coming in. I have a presentation called "What Was Israel in Relation to Black People" that actually shows that mural, so you can see it. Oh, and the answer to that question, Kemet.
Doc. Well, I tell you, boy, Doc, we having fun on the show.
Black
he
people
enjoys us.
that actually shows that mural, so you can see it. Oh, and the answer to that question is the first time Israel was mentioned anywhere on the planet Earth was in the list of enemies of Black people. So all the people who think that, we the real whatever, and then they can also look.
So see, that's the problem for me. So you fighting against African Americans that call themselves Hebrew, but don't got enough sense to know that African Americans ain't the damn ancient Egyptians. And I put emphasis on the ancient Egyptians because you to a man they all say. I ain't heard him say it, but based off of his promotion of certain ideas, I already know he think that the people that's in Egypt now ain't connected to the ancient populations. I'm not saying he's saying that, but I'm just saying. He puts value in dark skin. I put value in Africans. They range in all skin colors. Everybody just ain't dark skinned. It's colorism at high levels of foolery to me. Is Sarah stupid said, is he Black? Let me stop. And goes, you got me. You tripping. You got me in trouble with that, bro. You tripping. Well, let's keep going.
Exactly. And it's because they're illiterate. They don't know how to read. If they actually knew how to read, then they would actually understand what's going on. and things would actually start to make sense. But what happens now is because we don't understand the term Amu and how they were depicted at that time of the Hyksos. And then there's another text by Manetho where he talks about after the Hyksos were driven out, they went on to found the town called Jerusalem. Now, some of your listeners will be familiar with that town of Jerusalem.
Of course.
But again, once you know that the Hyksos came as invaders, as killers, as murderers, and then they were driven out with their tails between their legs, then you understand that the first so-called, Israeli spin story was, oh, well, Exodus, let my people go. No, it wasn't let my people go. It's that you came as rapists and murderers and ravishers and plunderers, and you got driven out in this war of black liberation. And all of that is historical. You can go to...
And wasn't no damn war of black liberation, and them damn Hyksos did not invade nobody. Now let's get into some information now. First of all, there was a point I thought. Let me see if I can find this on the video. Oh, I got that point right here. I'll put that video back to there. All right. Y'all see that glyph right there, right? Doing the same thing. We done already been through this. The two seated people, the man, the woman, we the black people. Don't say the damn black people. Never said that. And even when he reads it, it ain't going to say that. Let me go. Table the Hyksos thing. Let me come right here real quick. Let's see what he got to say about this.
So one, for example, if you look at Kemet, here you see this is Faulkner's dictionary, Kim translating to black. And you see it here with the determinative, it's actually a piece of hair, but you...
So he said the dictionary translates it to black. Let's keep going.
You find it in words related to color, and you find it in Urkundin, part 4. And, you can actually look this in for those who are familiar with various texts. They can look that up. And then also Kemet, they translate that as black land. And then Kemet, they translate that as Egyptians. But again, both of these words are derived from the original word, which is Kim, translating to black, which is interestingly also the word where you get the word for chemistry coming from. Now, why would the people call themselves black people? These are...
See, that's the trick. Did y'all catch that trick? Maybe he misspoke. Nowhere in this Faulkner dictionary did it say black people. As a matter of fact, when you see the seated man and seated woman, that glyph is you see the black people right there, right? He actually translates it as Egyptians. So nowhere in his dictionary did it say that they called themselves black people or any of these meanings give sway to being black people. Now, we heard a whole bunch of foolery for months based off this. He does the same thing. And he does the same thing in the face of a great PhD we had, Shigant Diop, that actually lost this argument right here. And we know he lost this argument because no one gave a scholarly consensus that these glyphs meant that. Never said it. He's not in the museum, the Metropolitan Museum, for discovering that they called themselves black people. That's the discarded piece of his work because it was outdated when he said it because he used the racialized terms Negro. So his work that came out in 1974 was already disproven on that particular item. We'll play it again, how he misspoke.
Photographs that I took during a trip in Kemet.
Wait.
And when you look at it, you can actually look this in for those who are familiar with various texts. They can look that up. And then also Kemet, they translate that as black land. And then Kemet, they translate that as Egyptians. But again, both of these words are derived from the original word, which is Kim, translating to black, which is interestingly also the word where you get the word for chemistry coming from. Now, why would the people call themselves black people? These are photographs that I took during a trip in Kemet. And when you look at them, it becomes very clear. This image here, a lot of people may not have seen this before, but this image here is actually an image of Hamed Nesut Nefertiti. So a lot of people have seen the fake plaster bust of Nefertiti. This is
all right. So he misspeaks, saying why they call themselves black people. They never said that, but maybe he was talking about the walls. So he's not an expert on walls. They actually have experts on walls. Let's listen to what the experts say them walls mean. See, we've been tricked by this for way too long. We've been pushed into a racialized ideology. And as we fight for our Africanness or whatever we think we're fighting for, we actually use racism, white supremacy. It's the wildest thing ever. We look at walls and interpret it as being black people, when in actuality, your eyes will always fool you when it comes to looking at human beings. You got Mental Hotep right there, right? Like and then you see Mental Hotep being light brown, and so which color was he? See, the games need to stop. There's no academic source he can bring on that. There's no agreement that that's what that is, that you can look at the wall. But let's hear what the expert has to say when we start to talk about walls, though. Let's see. She's the expert, Vanessa Davies, right? She on our side, right? What she has to say. Let's see.
Yeah, my mind sort of goes in two different directions because I think of the ancient art, and then I think of contemporary realities. So let me try to answer both of the ways my mind is going. For the ancient art, a lot of people will point to that and say, oh, the ancient Egyptians didn't depict themselves with black skin. They depicted men as red and women as yellow and whatever. My answer to that goes back to my work in epigraphy, which is the wall decoration that you see in tombs and temples and stele is it's a very particular genre. And so it's communicating in a very specific way.
Can I translate that for y'all, man? She's basically saying that the walls is made to present a particular idea. Like hip hop is a genre of music. Country and Western is. And each music form presents certain ideas. Country music talking about the country life. Hip hop talking about the urban life and all our experiences in America or whatever the hell we go. Two different genres.
And to make it easy for people to understand, I equate it to magazine advertisements. So
she equates the walls to magazine advertisements so that people can actually understand it. I thought we could just look at the walls and look at this, the way they look and say they black people. Look how dark he is. Or look how brown he is. So actually, we never could do that. And if we did that, we was misrepresenting what the culture was trying to say. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you really want to understand African history, you should understand it from the indigenous standpoint of view. You should try to understand why they made the walls, why they depicted themselves on the walls like that. Wouldn't that help you understand the damn African culture better? If you're trying to promote that knowing African history gonna make you a better person, then damn, knowing the line, making it up, would that make you a better person? No, it would make you a damn liar at the end of the day. Makes no sense. So if we actually think that's power, right, and knowing our history, then we should know authentic history. We should study it through the lenses of anthropology. We should study it through the lenses of experts that are willing to tell the truth, no matter what color they is. We just want the damn truth. We want to understand how you know what you know. We want to know what in the hell was the indigenous people talking about. We don't want to know what the African Americans think. Y'all want to know that. Y'all seem like that's what y'all want. Y'all want to know what the African Americans think. When I say y'all, I'm talking about other people that promote African American history on the damn walls.
When you flip through magazines and you look only at ads for sports cars, you will see people who are very glamorous. And the question is, do all people who drive sports cars, are they all glamorous? Well, in the world of magazine ads, the answer is yes. In the world that we inhabit, the answer is, well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. And that's Egyptian wall decoration. So when you think about, for instance, how men are depicted physically in Egyptian wall art, you have very broad shoulders, you have very narrow waists, they're very muscular. Did every Egyptian man look that way? In the reality of Egyptian wall art, yes. In the reality that people lived in ancient Egypt, maybe some of them did. Certainly not all of them. So to look at that wall art and the skin color in that wall art to find a contemporary lived reality is an error. On walls, yes, you will typically see men with red skin and women with yellow skin. That doesn't translate to a lived reality for those ancient people. So that's one half of
that doesn't translate to a lived reality, meaning the damn walls don't translate to how they was in real life. It's like a magazine ad. When you open up the magazine ad, everybody is vainglorious. Everybody is perfect. That's not really how people. All the women is shaped one way. All the men is shaped one way in the magazine. Everybody is perfect in the damn man. Yep, look, pick up a damn magazine. Look at the ads for clothes. Everybody is now. They trying to do the all sizes and all that. But anyway, even they be perfect. Yeah. So that's a mistake the brother made. Not because I said so, because the experts in walls say so. There you have it. Let us keep moving.
This is the stone one. You actually have to go to the so-called Egyptian museum to see it. And it becomes very clear the reason why that fake, POP, plaster of Paris image is famous. And this one isn't famous, but this is the actual one because you can see her nose, you can see her lips, and this is carved in stone. But again, it becomes very clear of why we called ourselves Black people.
When? How is it clear that we called ourselves Black people? It's just crazy. We didn't call ourselves Black people before colonialism. It becomes very clear. Looking at a wall that you ain't even supposed to interpret it like that. You're supposed to interpret it like the Egyptians would interpret it. Okay. Now I know when you look at a magazine or you go on Instagram and look at all them Instagram models, I know you think every woman look like that around you until you take your ass to work somewhere. And then you're like, oh, that's why they say it's dangerous, right? To have your young girls on Instagram watching that, because that's not really reality. That's not how everybody look. They get the surgery, they get everything in place, and your daughter's looking at that thinking they supposed to be that way. They're getting tricked. So I'm not going to sit here and let an expert trick us. No. Those walls aren't made for you to say, look at their skin color, they Black people. Those walls was made to tell a different type of understanding. And we should know what that understanding is. Nobody has their feet going in the same direction. Shoulders one way, eyes on the side of their head. No, that's not how we look. Knock it off. Let us proceed.
Mam Sekhat Job also refers to this as the Negroes. That's how he translates it. And then also you find it in the pyramid text of Imahu Pepi, let me say Sarah Pepi, where it goes into, you stand in front of the Kemetiu, again, literally translating to Black people, and you see the word for Black here, like the Apis bull.
It's doing too much. See? Crazy. Yeah, wrong. Let me move forward here. Let me see. Get back to the Hiscos. We'll end it with that. Man, big up to everybody, man, coming through too, man. I appreciate everybody in it, man. Even the haters, man. Even everybody faking, man. Yeah. Yeah, Juju, you gotta do that show though, Juju. All right. What Ray say? Where you at, Ray? What'd he say? What'd he say, Juju? What did Ray say? All right, let's see. Black Ray. Let me see what you say, Black Ray. Black Ray, read my statement again, assuming the position of a peer. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Let me see. Let me ping you out there because you having a fight. Yeah, y'all crazy. So how can we even grow as a people if we can't even be honest with what the hell we looking at? Ain't no way that I say I was that man peer, first of all, and then second of all, that man's not a damn expert in Egyptology, and second of all, I'm using experts to critique him. I'm just the guy who's bringing the material together. How the hell is that me? I'm not sitting here saying, look, based off of my expertise and study, I'm saying he run. Now, I heard y'all listening to niggas that did that for 4, 5, 6 months, and y'all said nothing about it. I seen y'all do it. They work. Y'all sit there like this, and they claiming that's they work. They act like they the people peers. But yet y'all put that on me. Nah, man, y'all hate us with that, man. That's not even makes sense. It's the like, come on, Ray. Come on, Sadiq. Knock it off. Like, it's over with. Knock it off, bro. Like, you can't sit there and teach your kids that nonsense and think it's gonna fly. Because the other kids gonna laugh at them. Ha, you don't even know what racialized is. Huh, they tripping. You couldn't bring that argument to my son, to my daughters. You just couldn't. They'd be like, that doesn't even make no sense. Why would a group of people that's basically sharing ethnicity, ranging in the skin color, why would they even have to make a need to separate and call themselves like, don't even make no sense? But y'all think it makes sense. Haha, I think it's really funny. Very interesting, man. Yep. I want to ask this question. When I said earlier that African Americans have a completely new culture from the Africans, what I said is we developed a new culture in America, is what I said. So of course we brought culture with us and we didn't lose all of it. Of course not. Nobody loses everything. Right? We, read the book Africanisms in America. So of course we brought, you can hear it in the music. Right? But it's still a culture that's fit for America because cultures are formed and forged out of ecosystems, out of environments. There you go. All right. Where did African Americans pull their culture from? Europeans? Yes, we pulled pieces of that from Europeans. Yes. What was wrong with that? See, y'all afraid of white people. See? Afraid, scared. Oh my God, we're gonna die. Oh my God, we're gonna die. If we wear blue jeans by Levi Cross, we're gonna die. All y'all wear blue jeans. Y'all ain't running around wearing African garbs from Africa or China, whatever the hell you get it from. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all wearing polo shirts, y'all wearing cotton, made in China. That don't mean you Chinese. Stop it. Come on, man. See, we gotta stop this, man. This overemphasizing of nonsense makes no sense to me. It's not even clear and coherent at this point. It's not. So, no, that's not an issue. To pick up different cultural nuances from Europeans. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That ain't gonna kill you. Man, give you a better understanding of who the hell you messing with is what it do. The more you learn about other cultures, right, the more you learn about your damn self. It's not hard for that. Hey, y'all like playing games here, man. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna block you. Cowboy dude, how you say your name? Ain't nobody gonna block you, bro. Ain't nobody blocking you. We don't do that. We don't. You say barbecue is not African, yet Europeans what? Not invited to cookouts. Oh man, y'all crazy, yo. That's funny right there. Barbecue. Well, you funny. Barbecue is not African. Yeah, so don't eat no more barbecue. Y'all eating barbecue chicken and barbecue ribs and all that. That crazy. You see, so that's the same when we learn about other African cultures. Yeah, yeah. What you mean? Is that the same? What's he saying, Juju? What you saying, James? Say that again. I'm trying to get your point. What's the same? Look, man, hit that Cash App, man. Take a little slight break, man. Yeah, we never talk about that. I like this statement right here. Only losers have to keep assuring themselves that they won. Yeah. I never thought it was about winning and losing. I always thought about education. And in these conversations, I wanted to see who actually was closer to the material that the experts brought. And yeah, I thought that was a good job. Y'all can take what you want from it and move forward. And, I'm just glad the position I took. I'm just glad the position that the pseudo killers took. I'm just glad the position that the intelligent people took aligned with this man. I always get it with this. This the one that shut him down. Hey, Gigi, this is the one that quiet him. It quiet him as a cat. Quiet him as a cat. Look, hit him with the quietism as a cat.
Who, by his criterion, there were a number of American presidents who actually were black, that there were a number of prominent Americans that history has treated as whites, who by his criterion or criteria of who is black and white, according to society's definition, were black.
Oh, no, not according to Rogers' definition now. Understand, in this...
Not, see, so he named some presidents was black and all that. What did John Henry Clark say? He say, no, not according to Rogers' definition. Let's see if Kambon is in direct opposite to what the great John Henry Clark says. Since y'all won't let me say it, let's see. He's saying, Kambon saying that they call themselves black, right? Here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make y'all pay attention because y'all don't pay attention well. Y'all don't. Y'all just like. Yeah, and put John Henry Clark on him. That's what I'm start doing to him.
Paris image is famous, and this one isn't famous, but this is the actual one because you can see her nose. And then also Kemet, they translate that as black land. And then Kemet, they translate that as Egyptians.
See, Kemet, they translate as black land. See the dictionary one here. Here, let me show you. Look. This is what the dictionary is saying. Oh, that's kind of blurry. That's kind of blurry. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yep. Black land. Yep. Egyptians. Nowhere on here do it say black people. This is Faulkner's dictionary. All right. He got to bring that in there. Hold on. Now let me go back to this. All right, here we go. Let's see if he's saying what John Henry Clark's saying.
But again, both of these words are derived from the original word, which is Kim, translated to black, which is interestingly also the word where you get the word for chemistry coming from. Now, why would the people call themselves black people? These are photographs that I took during a trip in Kemet. And when you look at them, it becomes very clear.
Why would the people call themselves black people? Y'all heard that statement, right? This for all the smart guys in the chat that's been talking and throwing fire and venom. I like you throwing fire and venom because I know I got you.
This image here, a lot of people may not have seen this before, but this image here is actually an image of Hamed Nesut Nefertiti. So a lot of people have seen the fake plaster bust of Nefertiti. This is the stone one. You actually have to go to the so-called Egyptian museum to see it. And it becomes very clear the reason why that fake, POP plaster of Paris image is famous, and this one isn't famous, but this is the actual one because you can see her nose, you can see her lips, and this is carved in stone. But again, it becomes very clear of why we called ourselves Black people. Mam Sekhant Job also refers to this as the Negroes. That's how he translates it. And then also you find it in the pyramid text of Imahu Pepi.
So it's clear on why we call ourselves Black people. Yeah, I heard that again, right? Mm-hmm.
Say Sarah Pepi, where it goes into you stand in front of the Kemetiu, again, literally translating to Black people, and you see the word for Black here, like the Apis bull.
Translating to Black people. You heard him say that, right? There you go again.
Right. And what a lot of the fake fraud, so-called white Egyptologists like to say is, oh, well, they're only referring to the soil being Black. Part of the problem that they encounter is that in our own mythology, we said that we were made out of that black soil by Khanum on his potter's wheel.
That ain't true. Is that true? I'm gonna ask y'all again. Is that true? That on the potter's wheel, he made us out of the black soil. Let me see. Let me see. Kaloum. Let's see. Let's see. You in the chat? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Hold on. Where's the arch nemesis at? Where you at, Sadiq? Is that true, Sadiq? That Kaloum formed man on the potter's wheel? Yes or no? Let me see. Hold on. Potter's wheel. Hold on. Come on now. Don't freeze up now. Mm-hmm. Shape. Potter's wheel. Kaloum. Kaloum's the upper Egyptian god. The main coat. Isle of Fatine. I believe this to be Kaloum, right? Kaloum. Let's see if we can find a potter's wheel. Find a depiction of the potter's wheel. Let's see. Kaloum. What's your answer, Sadiq? Come on, man. Play fair, yo. That's Kaloum. Kaloum. Symbol, potter's wheel. Let me see if you're honest in there, Sadiq. Well, you ask Sadiq. You think so? I don't think we're putting too much on it. Man, people putting too much on that John Henry Clark statement. Like we need to follow that because he says something. There you go, yo. You my man, right? I like that, yo. You my man. I like that, yo. I like that. Now, I appreciate that, Sadiq. That's all I wanted to get y'all to do is start banging on the great talk. Now, at least the statements that Clark is making make sense, are coherent, and match up with historical accuracy. At least that. Kambon is not matching up with historical accuracy. It's not even matching up with the damn dictionary he using right in the middle of us giving a slide presentation. Appreciate that, though, Sadiq. My man. Oh, yeah, man. Drop that link. Anybody want to get something in right there? We'll get into the Hyksos thing later. That's definitely messed that up. So no, the Hyksos did not invade Egypt. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Kaloum makes man on the potter's wheel. Here. You ain't answered that question, Sadiq. You ain't answered that question. Because actually, Kaloum made the Khan of Ba. Although it's looking like a man or woman, but it actually represents the Khan of Ba. And I'm saying everybody's supposed to know that. What is goodness gracious? Everybody's supposed to know that. But if you don't know that, you're playing. I'm gonna get a little picture right here. Oh man. Damn. On the potter's wheel. Accept that. Did he make a man? Wujak, I hope I say that Wujak can read the glyphs. Is that a man and a woman right there, yo, or the Khan of Ba? Is that a man and a woman, or is that the Ka and the Ba? Come on, Sadiq. Come on, yo. Question. Just action. Hold on, James. It's the question. So, all right. So back to Kambon real quick. All right. We heard Kambon, then I'm opening up the lines, right? We heard Kambon numerous times continuously say.
So even when they're trying to get away from saying that they're black people, we as a people in our mythology said we're coming from that soil. And then you have individuals who are referring themselves as black people. So what this says is, mayor seal bearer of the ruler of Lower Kemet, unique companion carrier of the ritual book, overseer of the servants of the Necha, the true overseer of Upper Kemet, Neon Hepi, his good name, Hepi Kem, and again, Hepi the Black.
So is that referring to a black person, or is that his name?
Here.
Hold on.
Kim,
his surname. Hold on.
His head.
Epithet. Hold on. All right, so here we go. All right, man. Here we go. Here we go to the guy we putting too much on. Man, y'all putting too much on. John, like we listening to John Henry Clark. I ain't know y'all wasn't listening to John Creek. My fault. Here you go.
This is the irony of it all, and this is the trap. Black people have never written any definitions of race, any definitions of what a people mean, has been. I mean, they have never said that these people with these kind of traits belong here, because modern racism had its development in the pseudo-scientific development of.
In the pseudo-scientific. So is Kambon promoting pseudo-scientific ideas? He sure is. Crazy.
Intellectual Europe after the 15th century. And they began to say that certain kind of people belong to certain kind of race, and they created the concept of race and racism itself. Now, according to the laws, it's still on the statute book of the United States and some other parts of the world. One drop of us makes you a whole. Now, this ridiculous law and stipulation and measurement has given black people a lot of white people according to that law. Now, it has given us Beethoven, who was called a dark Moor. Now, he was probably one of the many olive-complected Europeans that you see in the millions throughout Europe. But in the States, in the United States, they say that if you have one drop of blood of a black person, you're a whole black person. Now, by this stupid law, we have a whole lot of white people. There's a whole lot of people that think they're white that belong to us. We might claim all of South America because
freeze that. So, did you say that? Social dilemma, yo. Y'all gotta kill him, yo. Kill him, Juju. You out of order, bro. You just talking crazy, yo. You just disrespectful, yo. And you supposed to represent the black Maat, the Maat. Talk crazy. You didn't let Juju ruffle your feathers. Grown man.
Because the Spaniards were mulattoes when they got there, having been mixed with the Moors for nearly 800 years. And they were even before the Moorish conquest. Mediterranean Europe was highly mixed with Africa. Nobody thought anything of it because they were a mixture of power and influence and trade, and they got along fairly well together for hundreds of years before they turned on each other. And I don't say it did the Europeans any harm because the handsomest people in Europe are the olive-complected people who mix with the Africans.
You're saying, in essence, that there's no such thing as a race.
Oh, I maintain that race is the phoniest issue ever.
I maintain that we argued with wild people over the phoniest issue ever that caused 12 million Africans to be enslaved, 6 million Jews to be placed in ovens and concentration camps. And this idea, y'all can't get it. But maybe y'all get it from John Henry Clark, and I'm going to beat y'all over the head with this till y'all start saying John Henry Clark don't know what he's talking about. But at least what he's saying, we can look it up. We don't got to fight it. We don't got to act like we don't see it. We ain't got to change and move the glyph around and say that. We don't got to play no games with it. We can look it right up and see everything this man is saying. This is what I'm talking about. Wherever Kambon think he at, he ain't where that man at. And this is in 1973. Shame, shame, shame.
Invented by the mind of man. The European invented and developed the concept of race. There's really no such thing as a race because nature created no races. The whole race is a man-made thing.
So if you natural, then why you rocking with the shit that man created then? Nature knows no color. That's why the man wrote the book. Wow.
You know,
Well, how did people get to be French and English?
Well,
stop right there, man. Let me get this. What's up with you, James? Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I came on just to prove Miss Tiffany that I will come on. But my thing is, man, like, if the dude now, I don't agree with the dude with all that Egypt stuff. I'm done with that. I can't do that Egypt stuff no more.
Okay.
But when like his name and everything like that, hey man, like let people just have their names.
I didn't say that.
Like I was, yeah, but
No,
I don't think he's trying to push. I don't think he's trying to push that either. I think your contention was that he was trying to push that on the black community in general, the African American community.
Yes, that's who he's talking to.
But like
he was born in America,
right? But I don't think he's trying to push that whole ideology.
Yeah. Well, so who are you talking to but African Americans, yo?
Look,
am I wrong? We come on, yo. We come from there, yo.
Who is an African American?
Yeah, did you come from there though? I come from that mob, yo, where you say the name, mean all that. Like I used to do that. So we ain't like that ain't what we was doing. We was pushing that. We called ourselves teaching that, yo.
Look,
that's all. I ain't gonna come on, yo. I ain't
if y'all want to keep y'all European name, that's fine. Look, I got European name too. It's just that my first name is not European. But
really, hold on. Think about okay, see. I won't keep my name is I got a couple names. Uncle Cat, Brother Unc, Bobby West. All right, yo, nickname. I mean, come on, yo. It's not the damn name, it's the person behind the name that really should matter, yo. Right?
Yeah, but the name is I identify, right?
How?
So names are important.
Yeah, but you identifying with a place you don't even live at. You ain't even there. You don't even participate in the politics. And if you try to mess around, get your head blown off, go ahead down to Sudan and tell them, hey man, don't do that. Come on, yo. Yeah, I'll fight this right here, bro.
All right, that's true, but I didn't choose my name. What? My name is on my birth certificate.
I didn't say that. I'm saying your mother names. I'm not mad about
Right,
what your
right.
mama named. You're right.
But
You got rights to do that. I'm
Wait,
just
wait.
saying, be honest. Don't say we lose our power if we don't you get African names. That's crap. And I'm not saying he said that particularly, but he's basically saying that if your name, you can live your name. That's crazy, man. That's the God religious stuff for me. That's all I was saying, James.
But
That's
all right.
not true.
I that's the thing. It ain't it's the culture. It's like we allowed not to participate in America if we don't feel like it. If we don't feel like participating, no matter where we was born, we got the right not to participate in America.
But okay, so why don't you
like to go build something somewhere else? I'm all for that.
Okay,
everybody don't got to do it. Actually, I suggest that not everybody do it. I highly suggest not everybody do it.
I want to ask you a question, yo. How do you not participate in America? Have you done it? Just curious. I'm not saying got to.
Not yet.
Not yet. Me neither.
But my whole thing is like, you know, in the future, if I get some money, I'm not trying to build.
Oh man, get some money. Where you going at? I'm
trying to go somewhere else, somewhere over there on the continent, somewhere that is a little more friendly. But
a little more
friendly.
Man, come on, yo. Really? I used to hear that, man. Hold on, listen. That's an interesting mindset, though, yo. So why would you leave? Hold on. I can understand doing business. I think we should have a global outlook. I think African Americans should develop business relationships with people in Africa. I actually do. I think that's important. I just think it's important, bro.
Highly important.
Highly important, bro. I just think it is, man. I think that's going to help build the community here. But we gotta, man, you cannot not care more about your community than you care about somebody else's community that you have no control over. That's almost like we're cowards. I say we, right? So no one don't get offended. I'm saying, like, fix the shit where you at, yo. That's like saying, I'm gonna go ahead and fix the neighbor down the street household. The kids on drugs, you know what I'm saying? The father beating the wife, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go down there and fix that. And then your own house, your own kids on drugs. Your own wife bust you upside the head. That's wild for me.
Your own house, but like I don't got like so here's the thing. Like I'm not what you call quote unquote ADOS. I'm not that.
What are you?
I'm first generation. So I was born in America. I wasn't born in any other country. I was raised there. But because my parents ain't from here.
Where your parents from?
They from the Caribbean.
I get you. I get it.
I ain't never been to Trinidad and Tobago in my life. Never stepped foot there. Never. But some people who are ADOS say that I'm not ADOS, that I'm not African American. Even though I was born here, my birth certificate's here. Everything about me is African American, but just because my parents aren't, they're not that. So I don't really feel tied down to this place.
I feel you. But you see why though?
Can I tie it all back to the what's going on around the world, like the G7 and
y'all cannot leave me up here with that good guy. Go ahead, good guy. Good guy.
Because what y'all talking about how far dollars can go. I'm trying to bring the sense into the conversation. So what y'all saying is that, what your question is that, why won't we do something far away when we can do something in the old neighborhood?
First, yeah, you can do both. You can actually do both, but you gotta.
You can't. If you look at the political game right now, it's difficult. We can't pick our own president. So I can't say that I could do something in my neighborhood, but my dollar goes further in other countries. So
hold on for a minute, good guy. I bet you that $500, yo. I bet you Juju hair longer than your mother had, yo. I bet you. Since you think your mother look better, you supposed to think your mother look better than anybody, though. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But I bet you $500. I bet you $500 Juju hair. Her natural hair is longer than your mother had, yo. All right, good. Carry on. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that, yeah, we, like you said, I think we could do both. But to say that, you know,
do both.
We should only, or we can't, and well, that was my thing about our dollars could go further. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you really sat there and listened to the brother whole interview.
Under 80 has some good points.
All right. So his major point was his major point was how Morocco can be a part of Africa, but Haiti can't. And he showed how that word Africa and why that is so problematic with the word, and how
you understood
Morocco I understood that the people from Morocco can enslave black people and then be a part of the African Union.
So are you saying people from Morocco aren't Africans?
No, what I'm saying is that
North Africans don't consider themselves.
Huh?
North Africans don't really consider themselves African. At least the term.
What's wrong with that? Kambon don't consider himself an African.
The problem,
right? Am I right or wrong, James?
Slave people and Haiti is the first isn't the first African nation that got freed. Black nation that got free from colonialism.
No, they built their own thing in Haiti, yo. They snatched them out. They enslaved them. So okay, so that's like saying that African Americans can be part of the African Union.
Why? No, because African Americans are not free. Genius, come on, we're not free.
I bet we get accepted though.
You say we ain't, hey yo, you say African Americans ain't free, genius.
We know we assimilated. We're not free. Like we can't be free. We are part of their nation. Like we assimilated to their nation, so we're not free. And I mean, we are children of the slave masters that assimilated to their way of living. That's who the fuck we are.
Damn. I couldn't even live with myself if I thought that, yo. I could not walk around here saying I'm not free and then not try to get free.
No, so that's the thing. We work 9 to 5. We go and then 2 days off. We go back to work. What do we really are?
Yo, wait a minute, yo. So are you afraid to do something about it? That good guy? I see you with a hard hat on, yo. You get money.
Yeah, but I'm dealing with reality though. I deal with reality, so I know who I am in the world that I live in.
See, James, this is my point. James, this is my whole point right here, man. This man coming up here with a good heart. It's that good guy. That's his name. He that good guy. He said he ain't free, yo. Am I to raise my kids telling them they're not free, yo? At what point do we knock it off? That's too much, yo. James, you ain't sitting there thinking that. Your mother and them came to this country. So James is free because his mother and them came to the country, but we not free because our ancestors was born in the country. Is that the dichotomy you trying to make?
I mean, it was free to leave.
So there's a difference between the Haitian people and the African American people, right? The Haitian people right now, they are fighting for liberty. What are we doing right now? Having a conversation.
Oh, hold on, Black. Let me get
facts. That's all I'm dealing with right now.
So the facts say we free.
No, yeah. Under the law, 13th Amendment said, "Don't break a law, you go back into slavery."
Oh wow, I ain't gonna do that with you, Ray Black. Hey, Ray Black, yo got a picture so black I can't even see that picture. There isn't a AA government to be recognized. We should be voting pretty soon here for president, and the United States government is our government. Last time I checked.
It's not just an African American government.
No, it's the government of the United States. Why would that? Why would we need an African American government?
Well, I'm not saying we need one.
Oh, we should be able to have tight-knit communities that govern themselves, like all that. The Hindus come in and do it. The Mexican communities do it. We should already have leadership.
They have a strong culture. What is African American culture?
No, we got community leaders, yo.
We got community leaders, but do we have a uniting culture?
We do.
We don't.
Yes.
Do we really?
Yes.
So people in Philly is different from people in Maryland, right? So they all the same culture.
No, they got a little nuance. We it's regional.
And we fight over those little nuances. We fight over people from different blocks in the same city.
All right. Can I teach you something that I learned from my kids?
All right, go ahead.
Watch this. We was in the middle of a damn pandemic.
Please.
George Floyd gets shot down. My kids say, "We going outside, Dad." I was like, "I ain't going." they was unified, yo. I was like, damn, I gotta go. Can't let them go. I don't go with them. I ain't gonna let them go by themselves. Because they was definitely going without when we going. Get on that. Whatever we gotta do, we going. Oh man. 12, 13, 15, and I think 17. We going. So we went. Got there. We seen a lot of beautiful black people, yo. The culture was strong. The babies was there. That's how you know we got a strong culture. You can't say it away. You can't say we don't away. That's the trick. That's the fear of white people. You're afraid to say you got a strong culture. Man, people make the same types of mistakes we make. We can't keep saying what we don't got as we do have it. Come on, yo, when it's time to do what we need to do, we galvanize around issues for real and get serious about it, yo. And it's always the youngins that lead the way, yo. So I'm here to tell you, we got a strong African-American culture. The people that say that, they be wanting to go back to Africa. I don't mind, right? I just think you should go ahead then. Don't talk about it, be about it. If you don't think we got a strong culture, some wild thing, if you think other people's cultures are stronger, if you think other people don't fight and squabble and act crazy, as a matter of fact, if you look at the FBI statistics, Hindu people, people from India, right, kill people from India. Asian people kill Asian people more. Asian people rape Asian people more. Europeans kill more Europeans. That's it. That's how I go. We just get the spotlight put on us. It's called media. That's the shit I fight over. Why you always showing out flaws, yo, and don't show nobody else flaws? So we start to say these things. We start to mimic the foolery instead of taking a step back. Say, ho. We got a strong culture, man. And I'm telling you, the culture was so strong, yo, that it allowed me, as I paid attention to the culture, to get off of drugs and alcohol, yo. Seriously, like, I ain't just get off of that shit because I just thought I'm going to get off that shit. I had something to lean on, bro. I leaned on my grandmother, my dad, my mother, my aunts, my aunties, the things they taught me and talked to me about. That was part of the culture. I leaned on that to straighten myself up, yo. So now, you never hear we say we don't got a strong culture. I think this foolery. I think people start to sound like the ops. I think anybody that want to play continental or African, you the op. I think anybody that want to play a Hebrew, you the op. I think anybody that want to play any of that shit, you're opping out.
But what African American, like what do we do for New Year's? What do we do?
I knew that would get you going.
That is so different.
Hey, when I say the op, listen to me. When I say the op,
groups of people. All right, so how about this? So
let me say this, James. I want to finish my thing before they hit me up. I'm saying when I say they op, that opting out of their reality. There you go. Now, go ahead and bust my head.
No. So how about this? What do African Americans do, like for New Year's, for like different holidays? Do we have a holiday that's separate from anything that white people celebrate? Do we have? And don't say
we go outside, we shoot guns and barbecue.
White people do that too, especially
so what? We do it the black way. We hold our guns this way. We hold our guns this way when we shoot outside.
That's what it is. All right.
They hold their guns like this. We hold the guns. Yeah. It's a little twist, man.
Like, so y'all don't do like Hop and John. Y'all don't do like the rice and bean thing. Y'all, and a lot of these.
The what?
What, you don't know the beans, the black eyed peas, and the Hop and John?
I do the whatchamacallit beans, the sweet ones. What they call them?
Oh, lima beans, but you know cow.
Not lima beans. No. The sweet, what they call with the sugar and the molasses in it and the beans. What they call them? Juju, what they call?
Oh, that's some 1800 stuff. I don't know what
Juju, somebody what it's called. No, ain't no damn black eyed peas and the thing. No, we eat black eyed baked beans. Baked beans.
You know, black eyed peas come from Africa. There's a reason why they do it.
No, I like black eyed. I like them too. But I'm saying when we barbecuing on the 4th of July, we getting the bean with
I was talking about New Year's. Hop and John. See,
my mother used to do that, part of that. Yeah. I don't
do it with your children. It's so there's a bunch of stuff that we don't pass down.
I broke a tradition.
Yeah, you did.
You just said your mother did it. You were supposed to keep the tradition going.
And you know what?
My mother didn't say keep that going. Yeah, that was something they ate. I'm gonna do it next year.
I'm gonna do it next year.
I'm gonna do it next year, yo. I'm gonna do it next year.
Bro.
That's what
And the
African
rights.
can do. We can do it next year. How about that?
There you go.
I
See,
got
now
it.
you passing
I
down
mean-
something that came from Africa.
I ain't mad about that.
There you go, man.
I ain't mad about that.
There's a lot of stuff
Sonic.
African Americans used to do that we don't do no more because we
All right.
let hip hop just take it over. We
We
let
let
all
who?
the inner city
Don't blame
stuff take it over.
I blame the
He say
slave
he
master.
blame hip hop. He blame the slave man hip hop. Hold on, let me get the next guest. Come on. Sonic, what's good, brother? Glad to have you on. What it do?
Peace, Uncle. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, brother. How you doing?
Oh, peace, bro. The only reason why I hit the link is when I heard Haiti being compared to Morocco in the Africa conversation, all I can say is this: different continents. Morocco is actually in the African continent. Is this a situation where we start to discriminate against people who are not dark-skinned people, but they're from the continent, and say they're not Africans?
Say it again.
Nah, he's talking to me. He's talking to me, but I'm gonna let him say it again. It doesn't make any sense. What he's saying, the stuff he's saying is not. Go ahead, say it.
Okay. Let me say this and also say I'm not African American.
Right.
African Americans people I respect and I learn from.
Say what you gotta say again.
This is what I'm saying. People from Morocco, North Africa, they're not dark skinned people. What we classify as black people. However, they're African.
Yeah.
Haiti is not in the continent of Africa. However, people from Haiti can have ancestry from Africa. So therefore, we can't use one group to discriminate against another group who are both African.
See what I'm
And you
saying?
see why that word Africa is a problem. That's why that guy
was a
was saying.
problem.
That's why the guy was saying the word Africa is a problem, because you got a nation who enslaved African people can be a part of the African Union, but then you can have another nation of people that's outside of Africa, but was the first nation to free themselves from slavery that's not allowed inside the African Union. That's it. He just proved my point.
Can I say something to you, bro? Because
Yeah,
I don't want to fight people.
No, you good. Go ahead, bro.
People from Africa who are dark skinned also enslaved people. Like, well, all due respect, there's chattel slavery and there is other slaveries. However, I'm dark skinned and my people also enslaved people. I'm not proud of it. And that's why I learn from African Americans so that I can grow myself. But we have to recognize that all of Africa did enslave people and sell their own people. We have been divided and conquered for a long time. So therefore, we can't look at the skin tone and say, oh, they're bad because they're closer to the white man. Africa is diverse.
So, all right, Mexican people also enslaved black people. Are Mexican people part of the white nation?
What the world is this conversation at?
All right, can we say this? Like every group that we descend from in Africa enslaved people.
No.
We just gotta stop it when it comes to that.
No.
Yoruba enslaved
people. Hold on. Mexican people also enslaved black people. Also, can we all agree with that?
No, Spanish people enslaved black people, but Mexican. If you talk about the Native American ones,
there's no Native American. Excuse me, I used the wrong term. Excuse my English. It's messed up sometimes.
Excuse your broken English.
The Native American people enslaved black people. Were they a part of the white race?
Let's take a step back because I think you're jumping the gun.
I am trying to. It's a little bit, but it's all the same because they are part of a group.
To be fair, the dude that enslaved the most black. I mean, to be fair, the dude that did enslave the most black people of the 5 civilized tribes, he was half white. If that's any consolation.
Half white. So it was the white genes that made him do it.
Yep.
What the hell?
What the hell, bro?
I just proved my point once again.
Hey, that good guy. Hold on. You didn't hear what our Sonic said. He said in Africa, people that was dark skinned, right? You know what I'm saying, was enslaved. And so don't nobody want to be called black, yo. Like you get it? Like the way we see it. Let me finish. I'm saying the way we calling it, yo, is not how they calling it, yo. They don't want to hear all that. And I'm saying the funny part about it is people that live in Africa don't gotta call themselves African. Yo, don't they got the right to say, that ain't me, I ain't no African. Don't they got the right to say that? Like can't they reach to their distant past, right? And since they still got their connection, can't they say what the people called them with their own? I mean, don't they got a right for that, yo? I'm just saying, for a person like Kambon, right, to dive at a bunch of African Americans and say we can't use the term, it's wild. Everybody can do what they want to do, but for educational purposes on planet Earth, if you want to go against the legend, I'm saying, if you want to go against the great, I mean, you got to be educated and understand what the hell geography is. You want to know about real human migrations. Migrated to where? We don't want to say nothing. We don't want to use no word. It's crazy. So science and geography and stuff like that is very consistent. So a person in Baltimore, Maryland can have the same name for the continent, and the person in Australia can have the same name, and the person in China and the person straight out the damn Caucasus Mountains, when having a discourse in matters of scientific endeavor, they can be on the same damn page. Now, when you're in your own homeland, you can call what you want to call it. So if you don't consider yourself black, you got that inalienable right to say I ain't black. Hell, you wasn't black before colonialism anyway. And then we practicing colorism. So if you ain't a dark-skinned Egyptian or dark-skinned Moroccan, then you're not African, you're not the original. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. They ain't even addressed that. That's my next course of business. Wait a minute, yo. Are you trying to say that the whole continent got dark-skinned people? Y'all doing the exact same thing that white people did, yo. They separated and divided based off of color. Craziest thing ever. So then you ain't African, but you're not black African. So is a black African more special than a lighter skinned African? Man, that's you right there with the foolery. I'm not doing it. Y'all can have that. I'm not going to Africa telling them what they should call themselves. That's crazy. Y'all actually are colonialists. Y'all actually want to colonize a group of people. If you want banter of African Americanisms, it's the most craziest thing ever. And oh, by the way, an African American is a fine blend. You know what I'm saying? It's a fine blend of different cultural nuances.
We were colonized Africa. It's called Liberia.
Liberia.
So if you notice, if you listen to the interview, he was saying that they was using the word Kemet, you.
You just said it, man. You heard the whole thing. The toothpick say that. I get it. We hear it.
No, it's just not. It's like science, Unc.
That's not science.
And you get it from more than one. You get the same result from more than one place, more than one people. So you getting the same result. I don't know why you fighting the result that you're getting.
What? I'm not fighting. I'm saying the dictionary the man used for a source didn't say it. That's all I'm saying. Don't show me a source that ain't saying what you're saying. Damn.
Can I say something after him?
Yes, you can. And then we're gonna get Pan-African James, my favorite. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna say this as an African.
And nigga say Black Russia.
Black Russia. What? It's comedy hour, man.
Yep, it's comedy hour.
The Russians is black. All right, yo, you win. Hey, Black Ray, you won. Don't nobody mess with Black Ray. He won. You got us, bro. Now that was hilarious, yo. Yo, say most of the planet is dark skinned. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a damn lie.
Color. Most of the people on the
Isabel.
planet got color. No,
huh? You said what?
Follow him, bro.
Yeah.
The planet got color.
Yeah, white people got color too. Red, blue. You don't see that?
We the third planet from the sun, so you gotta have some type of melanin.
Yeah, they do. They do got melanin. Euromelanin and theomelanin. They do. Everybody got melanin on planet Earth. Yo. But go ahead. Finish up, Hassan. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. As an African who has dark skin from East Africa, when I look at the Egyptians today, the Moroccans, I do see them as Africans. I do see the continent as diverse. So sometimes when you're saying things, I agree with you. We have to see the diversity of humanity when it comes to things.
You
We got to
better.
follow the genetics. We got to follow the archaeology. We got to see the beauty of humanity when it comes to things. I identify as Black when I come to North America.
Right.
When I'm in my home country, we don't identify as Black.
Right. And what's wrong with that?
And we identify. I'm Somali, so I identify as a Somali. But when I look at things in a bigger context, I recognize the Africans and its diversity and see them as all my people. The Moroccans, the Egyptians, the Nigerians, the Kenyans, I see them all as Africans, as a continent. If you look at the continent of Africa, it's pretty big. It's not a country.
It's not,
and I think sometimes some Americans, you guys see that as a country and it should be one.
We
and
wild.
People freely move around and intermix and everything. No, it's a huge continent with different countries, with different tribes, and they all have their own languages, cultures,
Different food,
and history.
Different food, different cuisines. And it's a beautiful diversity, yo.
Yes, sir.
It's a beautiful place, yo. Hey, yeah, you know I got some markers from Somali too. I like the Eritrea. I just like to say that.
Eritrea, huh?
Yeah, Eritrea.
Ain't Somalians like the most like, you know,
here we go.
Culturally homogenous country out on the African continent?
We are. We're one of the most because of the language. We have one language in Somalia. However, our neighbor in Ethiopia has like 50 to 100 languages. But the thing is recognizing the history that got us there. It doesn't mean we're different. We can have relationship with the people or neighbors for the most part, and recognizing that is important.
I think it is, bro.
And we speak multiple languages in Somalia and Ethiopia. Why? Because we speak our native language and other languages to connect with the rest of the globe. Simple as that.
English and Swahili.
Hey, Miss Tiff, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm not Black, I'm Somalian.
I heard somebody throwing that rhetoric about African Americans or Black Americans not having culture, or the culture somehow not being really culture. You know, those are like fighting words. So did I hear that right? Somebody was trying to downplay Black American, African American culture because it's in America.
Crazy as
that is crazy.
I wasn't saying that.
So everybody here that's in America, it's an amalgamation of all the people that are here. You know, this is just where we landed. So if we would have been in Jamaica, it would have been an amalgamations of the cultures that were there that created the Jamaican culture. So we have American culture, and then we have subcultures. So we do have what we would call Black American or African American culture, but even within that, we have subcultures, because as you travel from state to state, and maybe even within those states, it's different. It varies. So what they're doing in Baltimore, we may have done something else in the Midwest where I'm from, versus what they did in South Carolina. All of that is culture. We have such an abundance of culture. We take for granted how much culture we actually have. So that type of like rhetoric is what I consider self-hating. Like, let's not downplay, our contributions and the things that we find dear, whether it be our music, our dress, the way we speak, the foods we eat, for crying out loud, and the various ways that we prepare our food, how we get down in social settings, how we may shake hands and do all those things. That's culture. And it's exported to the world, and people mimic it. They're mimicking our culture. Some of the stuff they may mimic is not maybe something we're not proud of, but that's not all of it.
But they get American culture. They don't necessarily get African American culture.
No, they definitely get Black American, African American culture.
That is within the mainstream American culture. So like hip hop.
Dude, like, no, like there's people like they have straight hair growing out their head, going to the salon to get afros.
That creeps me out. I saw that.
But it's culture. They're mimicking our culture. They're mimicking the way we dress. They're mimicking they're mimicking our music, the way we sing, even gospel. The most popular forms of music in America were all rooted in Black American culture. That's us.
That's true.
So you got these choirs in Korea singing just like gospel choirs in our neighborhoods. That's culture. So I think it's kind of like when we talk about privilege and people who have privilege don't even recognize they have it. We have so much culture. We don't even recognize how much culture we have.
But how did the Koreans get it? Is it through us or is it through another filter?
What do you mean through us?
So okay, all right.
If they're seeing us, this us, ain't it? If they're seeing us with afros or kinky hair or whatever, I don't want to offend anybody.
I won't say that that's our culture.
Tightly coiled hair
goes out of our head.
But how we wear, but how we style our hair. If they're not getting it from nobody else but us, they watching us. They're watching how we dress, how we put our clothes together, how we sing our songs, how we rap our tunes, and they're mimicking it. That's our culture. So what are you saying? Because it came through YouTube or because it came through American television? But we're Americans. We can't erase that. We are actually also Americans. So we are, whether you want to call it a benefit or not, we are participants in it because we're here. There's no way around that. The only way you're not going to be a participant in America.
So the white man don't got his hand in it? Nowhere?
He did the white people, yo.
How does a white man have
his hand?
White people. Don't he make YouTube? What black person makes YouTube? I bring up all the creators of YouTube right now. I bring up all the people who set up the military bases.
How's that not the white man?
It's all the white man. So obviously, our
easy, yo. It's crazy. White man
who have a certain amount of power because we didn't set up the military bases in Japan, in Korea.
I'm not talking about the military. I'm talking about culture. I'm talking about culture right now. I'm not talking about the
culture
military.
Spreads through influence.
Oh yeah, and how is that?
And we need the military might of the United States. Who is that set up by?
No. When the military is not okay, it's television. It's television, radio.
But who made the broadcast?
Hold on, can I?
Who cares?
No. Because when we get there, then you really realize what it is.
No. Are you saying they're only solely white folks in media? That would be a lie.
That's not true. Not at all. Not at all. But this is how it gets to other places.
Oh my God. That don't even make any sense.
Yes,
I mean, why would you die on that hill? Why come you just can't be proud if you're a Black American?
It's also
Black American. Why come you just can't be so proud of your culture?
Well, y'all don't even consider me Black. Y'all don't even consider me African American. So don't even.
I didn't say nothing about you.
You know, I was born in the United States.
Let me get this. That's Tariq Nasheed, and he only hated because somebody else came up with a group before him. I think we need to stop listening to this.
Let me say this, bro. I just want to make a statement, yo. I ain't running, telling on nobody. Let's say we get reparations. I ain't gonna say, yo, you can't get it. Pan African James, what's up, yo?
I was trying to get on here, man, to holler at you about this Kambon situation.
And how you doing, brother? How you feeling, man? Good to have you through, man. Appreciate you stopping through, too, yo. Ain't nothing changed.
I'm feeling real lovely right now. As a matter of fact, appreciate you for asking.
Okay.
But I was trying to get on the topic of what you was talking about, Kambon.
Okay, go ahead.
In your disagreements, you know, and I ain't really heard anything solid as of 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, I'm glad you stayed around for the fluff.
Yeah. I'm trying to, because I was really interested in your take after he said something to you at the end of that podcast. I knew you was gonna come in with some fire, right? But I was really thinking that based on the title of what you put in here, you was gonna come in with some information.
Okay, what information did I bring?
Well, anything of refutation to what his claims was of what he was saying. What he was saying was based on the linguistics in the text that Africans started to call themselves and differentiate themselves based on the color black before.
Yeah, he made that up.
Okay, but how could he have made it up when he pulled up the text to show it?
No, he didn't put up he pulled up the text.
Hold up, man. Hold up. Oh, the text didn't say that?
No, you talking about I got it right here.
I know that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about his presentation.
Yeah, he didn't even do all that. He just was saying it. And then what you're going to find out is, basically, listen, we're not going to speak in absolutes, James.
Okay.
But typically speaking, fundamentally, yo, that's not what they was doing.
Who?
That's all. So I'm not gonna say you ain't gonna have some tribe somewhere that did it. You know what I mean? And then the question would be, well, did they mean the same meaning that we meant? Because we messed that up too. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like everybody know that. That's not a big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, they was on the continent of Africa, so what else could they have meant?
What?
Okay, no, what I'm saying, based on what the brother was saying, that they used the term black, Kim, to describe themselves as black. And he said that he think that would be a better term to use,
his opinion,
instead of Africa, because Africa is too inclusive of all the people in North Africa, which are non-African. So when
that's a mistake. That's not true.
Hold on. Okay, now that's what I want to hear. So basically, saying you disagree, and you're saying that the people in North Africa are Africans too.
Of course, along with the Egyptians.
Okay, now what? Okay, so now what we got to clarify. See, this is what I'm trying to get to. Is what is considered to be an African in your book? Do you consider Eurasians to be African? You don't?
No, I consider Africans that have indigenous. I say the Africans have indigenous ancestry to the continent of Africa.
Okay, so bam. So knowing that, then also when you go and look into the genetics of the people in North Africa, you know, if you, I mean, maybe you don't, that these people are 80%, 70% Eurasian. Okay. So that would give you an indication that these people are genetically more non-African than African. So when you get into that little mathematical equation right there, at some point you become non-African. What point is that is what we need to identify as African.
No, I thought you had that magic answer. Well, you tell me.
No, I'm just saying it's a certain percentage where just like that the one drop rule that Dr. Clark was just talking about being preposterous, which I agree. But y'all taking the ancestor out of context in that whole conversation that he was having when he was just saying that we should use African as a descriptive term instead of black to tie us to our landmass from which we come. That's what all he was really saying in that whole thing. But y'all, of course, are taking it out of context and trying to say that he was saying something other than that. You can use black for people of dark skin as a descriptive. It's just that simple. And that is one of the simplistic ways that Africans use to differentiate themselves from people that were coming in that were of Eurasian descent. But they did it back 3,000 years ago. And when the people came in, it's documented, they had to make a choice and let by text let people know that they were of a different hue than the people that were coming in. And that's all they did. So I don't see what the problem is when you see that these people have text doing this around the 11th dynasty. They wasn't doing it before that. So they're telling stories about people who are coming in that's not really of their culture. So I don't understand, like,
you talking about the Hiscos?
Well, whoever they're describing that's coming in, the first people that are coming in, that they describe themselves. They describe themselves. You said that they didn't describe them as invaders, but I think that it's text to corroborate that.
No, I'm saying it's not a real situation.
Call them. Hold on, I'm saying if it's text from the Egyptians themselves calling them invaders,
they did that.
How can you deny that they was invaders?
Because we're not just sitting there listening to the damn Egyptians. We need to collaborate it with archaeological information. And when you put that together, you realize that it was propaganda. Just like when Egyptians said they beat the Hittites. When you go to the Hittite stela, the Hittites say they beat the Egyptians. So what are we doing?
Okay, so what do you do then?
So
basically,
you use your reason.
Say they had a fight. That's what you would at least say. Now, who won? But we may not be able to concern because both of them are saying they winning.
Correct, but the archaeological record don't show no war. What I'm saying is, we have a war, yo, on a battlefield, yo. There's going to be things that make it stand out as a battlefield, yo. And I'm saying they don't have that. And so when they really looked at what they realized is that those people that have been living there, right? They get a leadership to come, right, from Western Asia and unify them together, and they cut off the trade. They was in control of the trade and the commerce, yo. Right? And you can look at their position in the Delta. Right, and they was living as Egyptians. Some of them was actually living as Egyptians because they've been there.
You saying both accounts are fiction?
No, I'm saying no. What I'm saying is that that there's no evidence that they came in and burned down cities and did all that and enslaved.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
that's an Egyptian account.
Evidence of ruins from 3,000 years ago. But I don't think these people just making up, stories.
Yeah, that's what they do.
No. What I'm saying, they may embellish if they want or not, but a fight happened.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't just discard the whole argument of the actual battle. But who won is up for debate. That's all it is.
Well, we ain't found the evidence of it. That's all I'm saying. And ain't nothing wrong with that, though, if you understand how history goes. So I want to get to the linguistics and I want to get to the Africans. It said no African tribes before European contact. No. African tribes before European contact typically did not refer to themselves as black people. The concept of racialization of racial categories is based on skin color is largely a construct that developed through European colonization and transatlantic slave trade. They say African communities identify themselves by ethnic, cultural, and linguistics and regional affiliations rather than by a pan-African racial identity. Each ethnic group had its own name, identity, such as the Yoruba, the Zulu, the Masi, the Akan, and many others. They say the idea of a collective black identity emerged in response to European racial classifications and the shared experiences of colonization and enslavement, which grouped diverse African peoples into a single racial category. That's the Low County Digital History Initiative. That's the Khan Academy and African American Black Holocaust Museum, yo. That's the sources for that. So, I mean, we can play the game, but at least what I'm saying is when I listen to John Henry Clark, I can collaborate with what he's saying. When I listen to Kambon, I can't. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
At that time, hold on, they was talking about the Asians.
They was indigenous Africans, Mr.
Hold on. And they was talking about the sea people, right?
When?
The Egyptians.
Yeah, they talked about the sea people, but not the Hiscos.
Hold on, let me.
That's a different sea people. Hiscos are two different things.
I never said that. I'm just talking about. They was talking about other people, right?
Absolutely.
And they was talking about the sea people. They was talking about the Asians. So why can they talk about themselves?
They did talk about themselves.
And they called themselves. They must have saw people coming in. The Remish. Yeah, and they depicted themselves at a particular color, and then later on they must have saw them coming in to change the damn name.
Oh,
I don't know why.
There you go. I agree that they came in seeing different variations of color. I agree to that.
Say it again.
I said I agree, yo, that they seen humans do very good at putting people in different categories, yo. We got eyes we can see.
So you saying that they're
seeing different complexions of people, yo, and that's not an oddity to us. That's all I'm saying, bro. So we didn't take one color. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. Hold on. If we got a range of skin color, right now in this panel is a range of skin color, right? What would make me take the darker part and say we black? Right?
But this is what's crazy.
You get my point though, right? What's the significance of going with the black color? You get it?
That's what we are. That's what we are as a collective.
Come from. That's where everything comes from.
No, hold on, let me see if we can get
let me
this.
respond after all of that.
Before any of this, even this whole conversation happened, as a collective, African Americans, and I'm talking about me and you, Uncle, we was born in the 60s, right? As a collective,
67, goddamn it, almost.
I'm 69. I'm in the house though. I barely made it, but I'm still in the 60s. So what I'm saying is, as a collective, before me and you even knew anything about any of this, brother, we had a collection of black that ranged from a certain tone, bro. All the way from yellow hammers, all the way to midnight black, blue. We had homies named Blue. They were so black. But that whole range from that light skin all the way down is what we call here in America black before we even start studying any of this. So I don't understand how we get confused that they could do the same thing in their culture, predating, and maybe that's why how we doing it today. Why wouldn't that make sense to you? That the same thing that they use for the term black, and that whole paradigm, meaning from Khoisan black, meaning they're light skinned, looking real light. You know, the Khoisans are light skinned, to the Dinka black. That's the scope. But once you get outside of that, you are no longer black, meaning you're Asian. This shit ain't changed. Once you and then what's so cool about it is genetically, their genetics are not known on the continent of Africa. So when you look at somebody of Arab descent, you already say they're not African. No matter what, they're not African because they are Eurasian descent. Now I'm not trying to hog the mic, but that's just how we once did it. And if you look at the history of this right now, you will see how the people that's called so-called Africans in the North treat the people that's in the South. They differentiate and enslave them. What are they doing it based on? You see what I'm saying? What are they using as their metric to enslave these people that's in the South? It's just looking at a phenotypical feature and saying, hey, those people are not us because they're black. And we got to recognize that. So that's all the brother Kambon was saying. He was saying we need to discard Africa because those people ain't the same as the people that's indigenous. He was trying to find a way. That's all he was saying on Dr. Ma's show.
I ain't get that.
I think that was a beautiful way to do it because it's even more simplistic. It's even more straight to the point.
I think it's disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful.
So do you think the 10 Commandments that come on every Easter is disrespectful?
I think it's disrespectful to tell African Americans that don't use the word Africa. That's crazy. We're African. It's just foolery.
Well,
disrespectful.
Hold on. Okay, so you don't think it's crazy, but you don't think that it's crazy that Dr. Clark will say don't use the term black.
No, because he made a great point. He backed it up.
You flipped however. So okay,
no, I didn't. I'm saying he made a point. He was trying to explain how I trick you. He said, "Yo, it's a double trick." No. What he said was, "Black don't put you nowhere." That's what he said. He said it doesn't identify, and he doesn't put you. At least Africa put you on a continent. That's what he was saying. He's saying, "Where's the black nation at?" He said, "At least Africa put you on a continent." Right? That's why we say we African Americans, because it lets you know that as people that look just like us, that's never been on a continent.
At the time when he said that, I agree with what he said because it makes sense.
There you go. That's all I'm saying, bro.
To the land, man.
You ain't gonna beat him up yet.
That definitely made sense.
However, beat him up.
When Kambon and people of this day come back and find it in the text predating all of this, then you have to reevaluate. So you always talking about new information. Now that we got brothers that can read that text, they are saying that they call themselves Kim. That's it.
Okay.
It
don't mean what you. It don't
I don't
mean
understand
that.
how you don't get this up.
No,
anyway,
and I understand how you get it. Listen, and I understand how you get it, yo. So at least you can agree the experts that we brought on didn't agree with that. Can we at least have that honesty from you?
I don't really expect them to agree.
Thank you, bro. At least I thank you.
Okay, so watch this. Okay, so the brothers.
No, I just want to hear that from you. I've gained newfound respect from you. I appreciate it.
Okay, the brother's an expert and they're expert. Now, what is the difference between them two?
They're expert in the field. He's just talking. He like me and you. He's not an expert in the field.
He's not. In linguistics. Don't do that.
Okay,
he's still in this linguistics.
Okay.
Don't discredit the brother like.
But he's not an Egyptologist. He's not an Egypt. I'm not discrediting. I'm not taking nothing away from the man. The man went to more schools. The man went to more schools than anybody. I give him that. I'm not. I'm saying, yo, that he's not putting it in his. No matter what he know about linguistics, he's not putting it in his proper cultural context.
All right. Well, all right.
And oh, by the way, he used the same stuff that the toothpick man used. So somebody's scamming on that. Everybody says that's my original work. So did Kambon watch Toothpick Man or did the other way around? Yeah, it's just all crazy.
What you call it? You call it Netanyahu Toothpick Man or something?
I ain't calling him Netanyahu. I ain't talking about Netanyahu.
Netanyahu used the same information as Kambon. What do you mean? Right.
And it's wild, yo.
And man, you know, I'm proud of Netanyahu, even though he kind of wild like you. I guess that's the Baltimore. But anyway, yeah, Netanyahu going to school to be a linguist. So in a minute, it's gonna be over with because Netanyahu is gonna come in and confirm everything Kambon is doing. So what you gonna do with from a brother from your own town come through and say that that's what it is? What you gonna say? He wrong?
I'm gonna say he wrong. It's too damn left feet. I ain't listening to that.
You gonna say, hold on? When he gonna get his degree, you gonna say the Netanyahu?
Man, I'm not getting to all that. I'm getting my degree. I'll be a doctor next week too. What the hell you want me to say?
So now on that degrees and none of
I don't know about nobody in a degree, bro. I don't know about Assange's degree. Now I don't know about none of that, bro.
I think Netanyahu really going to get.
Okay, that's fine, man. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying I don't know about none of that, bro. Don't put me in something.
Okay,
I don't know what everybody is doing.
But you put the challenge out there to people to go get credentials so that they can say what they're saying.
I'm saying don't go.
So the brother's doing what you put out there. Man. I'm just giving him salutes on doing his part.
Yeah, I'm giving salute too, but I'm tired of these wild. I'm tired of people making wild statements that can't be confirmed with nobody but them, yo. At a certain point, it's just way too much, yo. And that's where we was before we started organizing around science. That's where it was in Kemet. Before they started trying to find a method and all that, they was all over the place, yo. Was it the damn spirit? Made you sick? What the hell was it? I'm telling you, yo, we've come a long way as Homo sapiens sapiens, yo. And I ain't going back for y'all. Just to prove that African Americans is Egyptians and the people's there not connected. This is crazy.
So you think that Dr. Clark now took us gave us the correct chronology of history so we can say we Egyptians? That's what it was about.
Who?
Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben.
Yeah. Dr. Ben ain't say that.
I'm just saying anybody that you
they was just wrong.
The proper chronology of history. So that's all we was dealing with.
I'm just saying we're not them Africans.
In Africa, that's just all it is too.
I'm just saying that we not those particular. What's wrong with it? I'm saying we just not those particular Africans, yo. Is anything wrong with that? I'm saying when the slave trade, they didn't get Northeast Africans, yo. They got West and Central Africans.
The people in Northeast Africa ain't even African. They was Arabs at the time.
Oh man, Arab is a language.
At the time of the slave trade.
All right, let him talk. Hold on for a minute. Stop. Let this man get this in real quick. Don't go anywhere. Go ahead.
To say Northeast Africans are Arabs is kind of disrespectful. What I'm going to say is this. As an East African, I speak my own language. That's not Arabic. My genetics is different. So therefore, you have to understand the diversity of Africa, the diversity of the globe. To think that one group in Africa is the real Africans is very, very pseudo. To think that one person can get a degree and debunk all of the scientific community, all the linguistic community, the archaeology community is pseudo. That's it. See, how about you get into the field and go against the experts and change the narrative, change the information they're sharing at an academic level. Don't come on YouTube after you get a degree by yourself and spew subjective information. I'll say this to you. I'm an East African. My haplogroup paternally is E. Arabs are J. I speak Somali, which is Afro-Asiatic. Arabs speak Arabic, which is Afro-Asiatic. I'm East African. They're West Asian. We are closer to each other than we are to Central and West Africans. Of course, we're going to intermix. Of course, our languages are going to be related. But you want to debunk all of that without getting the degree and then be disrespectful to Africans? I try to accept you as my African-American brother. It's time you do the same.
There you go. See what I'm saying? Continental African on the way.
Well, I don't know if he was talking to me when he was saying that, but regardless of the fact, that's irrelevant to what science says. So you could get mad, but science is saying this. So I'm sorry, whatever he's upset about, as far as the North African the genetics in Africa, He can't. I mean, I don't know what he's mad about because that's just what science says. So
I'm not
you can
mad.
be upset. You can get aggressive or whatever you want to do, but that doesn't affect the science.
What?
The science?
Saying
Pull up
what?
a map,
So
bro.
the science says that people in North Africa are 70 or 80% Eurasian.
All right, you just said it 30 times.
So
Pull it up.
hold up.
You said it 30 times now, yo.
I know because
How long they been there? How long they been there? So you saying Egyptians is that?
They give them an entry date at that percentage of DNA at about at the Arab conquest, about 700 AD. So I say they've been there about 1,300 years.
So why are Arabs J and the North Africans are E haplogroup for the most part? Explain that. So are you saying that women invaded? Did women invade?
Identify race, so that's not even going to play that game.
It's the males marrying females from the Levant. That's what that shows. So are you saying women invaded North Africa?
I don't play the haplogroup game.
You don't know. You now you're backing away from science. You brought up science.
No. I said I don't play the haplogroup game because you cannot tell a race by haplogroup.
Paternally,
it's black people
males.
With J. It's black people with E, so it's white people with E or Arabs with E. So that's not gonna.
Don't compare it to modern. We're talking ancient right now. We're talking ancient.
The only thing you can tell by is the Eurasian amount of DNA that they have in their DNA.
Bring out the
map. It does not matter about the haplogroup.
Bring out
that's how you
look
can
at the map. Egypt.
So hold up, Sonic. You said you took a DNA test, Sonic.
I'm not telling you that because the thing is,
I'm asking you a question. Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Because you come from a pseudo angle.
I'm asking you a question. This
You're pseudo angle.
Pseudo angle.
So it's the pseudo angle to ask you have you took a DNA test.
Yeah, you're pseudo angle.
That's right.
Why would I share my subjective information with you?
So now you don't want to tell us what your genetics are.
You can easily look up online. I'm Somali. Go look it up online.
You got a pseudo angle. That was funny.
That's cool. Asani, you Somali, but that
I shared information with you in the past, but then you wouldn't respond when I asked you questions. You come in with like talking points. Like, come on, bro.
Talking points. I was talking to Ankh about a presentation about Kambon. This don't even got nothing to do with you.
Kambon is pseudo.
You just got mad because I'm telling you that North Africans are 80% Eurasian. I mean, that's
the Africans. As an African,
Eurasians are not Africans. Sorry.
I'm Afro-Asiatic. That's what the
problem is. Excuse me?
I'm Afro-Asiatic. They are Afro-Asiatic.
That's a language group. We're not talking about that. We're talking about their genetic makeup.
No, check this out, bro. As I'm African with Eurasian DNA.
I didn't say
They're African with Eurasian DNA. Afro-Asiatic.
Hold up. Why are you from the continent of Africa, aren't you?
They are too.
Why are you getting so defensive and you from the continent?
Because they are too.
This is what goes on. When you have the admixture that you have, you feel the need to defend that. You see what I'm saying? Now watch this. I'm in America. Watch this. I'm in America. Bro. I have European DNA in me. You know that?
No problem with that. I still call you my African brother.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
can you do the same?
Getting mad about me talking about some Arabs though, or some Eurasians?
How the Arabs? I straight up told you. Did women invade them?
Did who? Woman?
Their paternal line is African.
Man,
did women invade them?
We're talking about the amount of Eurasian DNA they have, not their haplogroups.
It comes from a female line. So did women invade them, or are you coming in here with your pseudo subjective argument?
All right, I'm gonna put this on the screen real quick, and then we're gonna let the next caller come in. Right, so we see the 5 races of mankind according to the German poster in 1911. I want y'all to take a good hard look at this. This is where most people is at. Here's the trick. Why the white guy got on a suit, manicured, beard all there, right? You got the Chinese, Mongoloid, you know what I'm saying? Got him in his outfit, right? All right. But don't Asians wear suits too? You got this, call him the Negroid, right? Barely got on clothes, right? Got the short hair, you know what I'm saying? Got the protruding lips and all that, right? Why he don't got on the suit? Why you got the Native American with feathers and all that? Why he don't got on the suit? Why is the Oceania, look, hair everywhere? Why he don't got on the suit? Or, right, why not show all of them in their indigenous state? What's the game they playing here? And then why they put them at the center? So I'm saying we sitting here feeding into this right here. The picture don't even make no damn sense. For in reality, none of them should have on clothes. None of them should be manicured at all if you're going to play the game fair. They're not playing fair. It's a joke. This is a joke. First of all, the majority of black people don't look like that. Did you call black people? Is that the standard? They got the white boy looking like Prince Charming. They got the black guy looking like he's Stephen Fletcher. It's a bunch of nonsense right here. And this is what y'all feed into. Y'all feed into this right here. Y'all all in 1911 when you play this game. So I'm saying that Asian, that ain't representation of all Asians, because the guy in the middle, he's an Asian too. The Caucasus Asian, he's an Asian too. This is a wild, crazy game. This is a wild race we can't win. Native American got the paint on his face. Native Americans don't walk around like that. It's the craziest thing ever, yo. That's a ceremonial outfit he got on. And y'all went for it, and it's crazy, man. What's going on, Consul? We here. What's good?
Yeah, what's up, brother? How you feeling?
What is y'all arguing about in the chat? What's the problem?
No, it's not an argument, man. The sister just don't know me. That's
what's
all.
up?
Yeah, I put a question in there, man.
What was the question?
I used the term. I actually rewound the live video back.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard you use the term black. I initially put in the chat, I thought it was a fallacy of etymology, but I forgot who the mod was. But they actually gave a good context to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I initially thought it was a fallacy of etymology. But I would appreciate you clearing up your opinion on that term black, or bringing clarity to it.
Okay. What you thought I said? What you thought I said?
Well, I thought it was attempting to originally hold the origin of that term to the modern usage of the term today, particularly in America.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think it was. I think you were speaking anachronistically, as one of them. I think Jalissa or Jalinda, whatever her name is. Jolanda, yeah. Forgive me for saying her name, but I think you were trying to. I guess you were using it anachronistically.
You mean when I was talking about what?
The term black.
I was applying it to what?
And how we use the term black today.
Okay, I know how we use the term black today. Go ahead.
Right, and how it is misappropriated because it is a racial term in history, which it is.
Yes, it's a racialized term in history.
Yeah, and you were speaking earlier, and you were giving a reference to that, and how the usage of the term is not appropriate.
Right, it's not appropriate for ancient times.
Okay, good. That's all I need to hear. That's one of them.
Yeah, we can do. This is what we call ourselves, Black Americans, African Americans. Yeah, we could. I want to tell them nigga don't call. That's crazy. Now John Henry Clark went a little step farther. I ain't went as far as he says a double trick because now he say, all right, we done basking the blackness enough. Yeah, I ain't do all that. See, I ain't say that, yo. Clark
I
said
wanted to clear it up. I'm gonna ask you if I didn't.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Yeah, we good, man.
That's all good. I appreciate what you're doing. That's all.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I ain't standing up here. At least I'm listening to people we can collaborate on, right? Okay. We can look with all the statements that the Clark made. I remember niggas cheered when the Egyptologists hit him with the one drop rule. It's like, yeah, we won, yeah. And then you hear John Henry Clark say it's a silly one drop rule. It's pseudoscientific coming from white people. See, when I said it, I was the nut in the room. Remember that?
Absolutely.
Oh, you the nut. I can't believe it. She said we the one. I was like, yo, I know what she mean when they saying it. Nah, man, I had to go. I did a whole show and look. Come on, man. We always on that side of the fight, bro. It is what it is, yo. Can't nobody say it. I don't love African people or black people. I just feel like we need to fix our communities, right? So if you're working in your community, right, then I think that's a good thing. And if you extend your hand, right, to other communities outside America, I think that's even a great thing too. I don't knock nobody for what they want to do, but all I'm saying is represent the change we want to see in the world. I know I am. I want to see scientific literacy in the Black community.
Absolutely. Well, you know, see, I think where you might have misunderstood in the chat, people don't know I've known you 10 plus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Mirasquad is consistent. You've been consistent.
Consistent.
You say the same thing you always been saying. It's a whole other generation that's being exposed to what you're talking about.
Facts.
So you've been consistent on that. That's why I said, huh? I know I'm not listening. It's got to be on me.
Yeah,
I'm not understanding what I'm saying. Because I already know what you stand on. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand on. And when the information changed, I changed with the information. I didn't critique Kambon. Kambon. I let the expert critique him. Don't look at the wall and make it seem like that's representative of lived reality. That's all. She said it. I didn't. She's an expert on the walls, no matter what color she is. That's what she got her thing in. I ain't say it. Kambon did the mistake we all used to make. Look at the wall. Look at it. Whatever, man. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Y'all appreciate everybody coming through. Huh?
I didn't watch the entire video. I didn't know. Where did you find fault with Mr. Kambon? I mean, I mean,
because he was saying we need to have African names and all that, and you know, we need to have the names we got. We need to be, if anything, we need to work on being better people, better human beings, shape strong communities. So we're not Yoruba, and Yoruba have a certain name and structure. That's good for the Yoruba. They names and who they are come out their ecology. That's dope. But I'm saying we got a different ecology, a different lived reality, a different experience, yo. Matter of fact, we fit to go up against Europeans when they start acting crazy in America. We fit for that. We built for that. We ain't getting tricked. We ain't gonna have the white Jesus on the wall. Let me stop.
Yo, Kansu, so did you see the Dr. Maat Kansu presentation that he did?
Let me say that again, brother. Who am I speaking to?
Peace to you, brother. I was asking, did you see Kansu's presentation on Dr. Maat's show?
Kambon, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw some of it. I didn't see it all. I was trying to catch Ankh live. I'm gonna watch it again, but I saw some of it.
Oh, okay.
Kambon,
I'm familiar with Kambon. I'm familiar with Kambon for a few years.
Yeah. We are familiar. You know, we've been in these circles. But what I was saying was based on
when he talked to me, he ain't gonna never talk to me, boy.
What he was saying was that we should discard the term Africa and replace it with something indigenous like Kemetiu.
On the whole continent? How? That doesn't make sense.
Okay, now hold on. The Romans did it for the whole continent. They didn't even know the fucking extent of it. So why we can't do it?
That's the Romans, yo.
But okay, what I'm saying is when we
they're not indigenous to Africa, yo. They was colonized. They colonized that portion.
What I'm saying is you said for the whole continent. What I'm saying is the Romans didn't know.
All right, I want to pick the South Africans. I want to go with them. I don't want to use the Kemet. I want to use the South African.
Whatever term they use.
Yeah, I don't want to use the Egyptian. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm just saying no, but he did lay out several terms. He just didn't use that term. He used something from West Africa, and he was using several terms that just definitely that just basically went back to black people, black land or something like that. Like you watched it. He used several
he used different. I'm saying his thing is he think for us to get our identity back, which is ridiculous, that we need to start like recultivating ourselves or cultural really whatever the hell you want to say. Wait, let me do the better word. He feel like we need to get our language for us to get better, and we'll make it. We need to get our culture back for us to get better. Yeah, he tripping. Like he don't respect African Americans is what I'm saying.
Right,
he don't respect our strong culture. He don't respect all the invention.
Yeah. No,
after he talks.
He don't. He was born in America though, right? All right, got a degree in America. Now it's all about Africa. Okay, bet I ain't hating on that. Do you? But we got a strong culture, yo. And I'm proud of that. I'll tell you quick, I'm black and I'm proud. And I ain't trying to make nobody else. I mean, I get it though. Like you know how I go out, Sonic. You know, everybody think they culture better. That's part of the deal as being humans. Yeah, I want y'all to use the name we need to use. That's dope. If we can get you to say that, yo, we winning.
Can I just say something, bro?
Yes, you can. And I'm gonna get up out of here. And get
everyone does think their culture is better. However,
of course,
I love my culture.
Egyptian.
I love my culture and everything. When I look at the African American culture, I admire it. I learn from it.
See?
It helps me grow in ways that I would not be able to if I was stuck in my country right now.
See?
So I have to recognize the benefits.
See?
And the growth of my brothers so that I can use that to grow myself.
See? You see how the world looking at us? You hear what that man just said? They looking at us saying, man, how they navigate through all that wildness like that? How? They looking at us for inspiration, yo. Right. So we need to start looking to ourselves and we need to do something. Like I think we do. It's just a small minority. They got a mic in front of their face is doing that. Man, look, big up to Dr. Dr. Oyama, man. Appreciate you, sis. Sonic, I appreciate you coming through, bro. For real. All right.
Respect, bro.
Yeah, and yeah, man, I hear you. I'm with you, bro. Like, I don't like all that because you lighter than you not an African. That's crazy. So then I'm not. So then what? I'm not African. Like, it's crazy. It's a crazy conversation.
You're African. Can I just say something about Kambon? He said something about erasing other flags and making it one flag, and this is what I would say to him. I respect Africa. I'm not letting go of my flag. I'm not letting go of my language for other countries in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I can still respect them, but I want my uniqueness of my country within that continent.
Ain't nothing wrong with celebrating the differences, bro. I think it's dope.
Exactly.
I think it's dope. I think it's what make us who we are. I think it's dope.
But thank you for letting me speak tonight. Come on.
Absolutely, bro. Big up. Big up to Somali.
I appreciate it, bro. Likewise.
Absolutely, man. All right, brother. Look, man, we had a dope show today, man. Right? 3 hours long. It's all good. Hit that Cash App going out the door, man. Show some love, man. Stop saying that African Americans don't got a culture. You're speaking from a position of fear. Fear that if you say you got a culture, the white man gonna get you. Y'all tripping with that. I don't even understand that type of way of thinking. We all put our pants on the same way. We all got to respect each other. And that's the measure of a man and a woman. Is having respect for somebody that don't believe like you believe and don't know as you know and don't look like you. When you do that, that doesn't mean you automatically forget how you got here. That doesn't mean you automatically forgot your history, real history, not the pseudo history. That means none of that. That means, like, in all humanity, we want to grow. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you say, we're at a part in the world, we're in such influx that it's going to take the whole world to deal with things like global warming. One group of people doing it ain't going to work. One country doing it ain't going to work. One country full of a certain color ain't going to work. It's going to take the whole of humanity to get this thing right. We seen it happen during the global pandemic when everybody had to stay in the house on lockdown. All of us, no matter what color you was, no matter what portion of the planet you was on, that little teeny microscopic organism had everybody in the house. And guess what happened? Emissions and all that stuff went down. Levels dropped like you wouldn't believe. But we couldn't sustain that as Homo sapiens sapiens. It was unsustainable. You got to go back out. So what that showed me was, if we work together, we can change this thing right. Big up the African American, Black America culture, yo. We the best that ever did it and didn't quit it. I love being black and proud. I love being an African American. And for me, when you say black American or African American, when you say that for me, in the circles I travel in, that actually means you know where the hell you came from. You're not getting tricked by nothing, right? You don't need to be a damn Egyptian. You don't mind Egyptians being indigenous Africans, ranging in skin color. You ain't tripping because an African speak a different language because your ass speak a different language now. You ain't tripping off none of that. You're very concise. You understand what's going on and you're willing to change. That's what it means when you saying you're an African American. That we understand what we did in America and we understand what our ancestors did in Africa, and we ain't riding on that no more. We ain't gonna stay there. We will not allow our history to become awake. I remember doing that. With that, man, I appreciate everybody, man. Y'all know how we do it. Hit the Cash App going out the damn door. Stop playing. Show some love, man. We're gonna ease our way up out of here, man. Cause it is what it is. Let me see what I want to hear going out this door, man. What I got, man? Let me see. Is this? Yeah. Y'all know it, man. Appreciate everybody, man.
Little brother did 20, think he's standing on business. He worried about me, he need
Hey.
What OG was talking, I sat back and listened. That shit broke my heart, but it fixed my vision. Gotta train your mind to be stronger than your feelings. You gotta go hard from the start to the finish. It be damaged people trying to ruin your end. Think I'm worried about you, then you must be tripping. Some shit gon' happen, but that's just life. It's all about how you shake back and get right. Ty always gon' make sure I'm tight. He always influence me and give me advice. I'm brave, I could be 6 feet doing life. Some younger 14 ain't high as a kite. You gotta have motion to do what I do. Just give me the ball and watch what I do. I'm way too on point, can be paid for. I'm king of the jungle, hood like the zoo.
I'm your host, Bobby Banger. You tuned into the Community Skeptics. Like, subscribe, man. Our subscriptions are going up. Our subscribers is growing, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. The Pseudo Killers, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. The Socials Well, man. And with that, man, check this out, man. Big up to everybody in the chat, man. Healthy discussion, man. I appreciate all my haters, man, and all the toothpicks in the chat. And all the strong black African women, lady killers, was on deck. And with that, I'm your host, Bobby Banger, and I'm out.